Hey everybody. So it is Monday. Monday means tenant review. Monday also means staying organized. But let's start with the tenant review. I don't think this will take too long. Today, tenant review. All right, post-stream to-dos. Finally spent some time post checkpoint number 2 looking through the massive amounts of stuff that I've accumulated, both personally and in the Adam Learns to Do. And that went really well. I think that after this week, I should feel caught up. Okay, sustainability. Not worried about Skeleseller itself right now, although there is a ton of work to do. But it's one, yeah. That's why I added the bricklaying tenant. Hey Django, hey Balsa Plane. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope you're both doing well. I released checkpoint number 2 and then got a whole bunch of feedback, and we're just going to start tackling that feedback. Although we're going to do that probably in like 15 minutes. All right, bricklaying. There actually is fun work for now, so I don't think this will be a concern this week. But there's a lot on the back burner, like music and organizing all of the tasks and tackling the tech debt. There we go. Hey, Sir Puffin. Hey, Monatic Bind. Welcome in. Happy Monday. All right, successes. When did we even do the last one of these? The 22nd? Well, that's not good. We should have done this last Monday, I guess. Why did I not do that? 22nd. Okay, well, anyway. Launched checkpoint number 2. Seems mostly positive. Got new feedback that I can address. Came up with a plan to address that feedback. Shifted my schedule based on what was pressing. Only did one music stream. I think that's a success. Shows flexibility. And people seem to like the music that I started working on. Yeah, all in all, I think this has been going pretty well. Is there anything that I want to add that I think maybe I should really focus on breaks again. I almost wonder if I should add as a tenant. But I think for now we're pretty good. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that. And we are going to go and organize this list. So here are the high level things I wanted to do. I guess I'll put this here. Yeah. Okay, so delete this. Consider whether adventurers that are auto battling shouldn't even be added to the town again. I think we already have this written down. Where are all those conclusions that I had? Oh boy. I don't know where they are. Ah, here it is. This must mention auto battling, right? Hang out in town when not auto battling, yeah. Yeah, so I think we should add this to the list as well. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Fine, yeah. Yep, it's already there. Okay, cool. Consider whether they should be able to pick up potions. I'm just gonna delete this. I still need to do this. And this is from Thursday. Okay. Well, this is probably not happening for a little bit. So let's just put this down to the bottom. Okay, we're almost fully organized. We just have a million things on the backlog. I've got to spend some time looking through this. I've kind of mentioned this in the past, but I feel like, hey Signal, hey Cloudy. Morning. I feel like there are, if you were going to have two different to-do lists, that you should put them into two sections. It should be like high effort tasks and low effort tasks. And this is something I've tried in the past. It's not a great idea necessarily, but I think a lot of the game up until now was we only have high effort, like very pressing things that we have to do. Now I think this is not the right qualifier, by the way. It's maybe like high work or low work or something like that, or back burner versus high priority. Well, now we have lower urgency but high priority tasks, like the music. We don't need to do the music now. It's not like it's, causing a crash in the game or something like that. So it's low urgency, but we can't launch without it. And this is the kind of thing that it also takes a long time. So you then look at the tasks like, okay, all the organization stuff I just mentioned. We have like bullet point after bullet point after bullet point of just stuff that I've got to look through, file, figure out if it's important still. And that's another probably low urgency, possibly medium priority task. Well, these are things that there's only so much time in the week. Hey, Phil. And Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I want to leave with streaming. And then Tuesday and Thursday were supposed to be for YouTube and then catch up. And now I feel like I've just been doing catch up stuff. I think it's a slightly good problem to have, like there being more stuff to do than you have time to do. And then you have time to apply to that stuff. So yeah, I have not been growing my YouTube channel. I feel like the stream kind of died down a lot last week, which is slightly concerning. Because like I said, that number can trend downward to a certain point. If it hit 0, I feel like there'd be a big problem. And I don't mind if there's, like 90 to 100 viewers or something like that. I'm not necessarily aiming for 500 plus. But yeah, I think if everybody just left, there'd be an issue. It makes me anxious. Well, I'm doing almost nothing to try to grow it. Like I'm not posting on any other social media sites. I'm not really making the stream anything more than just kind of background noise for people. Like we don't have interesting discussions, for example, that I'm facilitating. It's just ad hoc stuff. And I think that gives a certain vibe where it's like, oh, when I want to be productive, I'll go to Adam's stream. Or if I want to check in after a while. And like I said, I just didn't see that as a problem. But I think the view counts have just still been dropping. Oh, I meant having more to do than you have time to do. Oh, I see. Yeah. Yeah, I think originally I'd kind of thought of that as like a big company thing, which is there being infinite work and the machine just hungering for more people and more time. But now I realize it's not really a big company thing, and that probably any team that's put at least kind of a couple months of work into their product probably has the same issue. Where it's like, oh man, we can focus on marketing, we can focus on improving the code, we can focus on improving the product, we could get more people to work on this, we could whatever, do research, there's any number of other tasks. And I feel like, at least from the big company perspective, the answer was always prioritization. It's what needs to be done, because if there's an infinite amount of stuff, then you can't do it all. And this sort of applies to life in general. And this is where a lot of these self-help books talk about this. Like the biggest tips I've learned have been just don't have everything on your to-do list. Have only the really important stuff. And that's part of the organization of this, is like, I need to track the unimportant stuff too, because I might not be the one to do it, but it probably needs to be done eventually. Hey, Scooters. I am doing well. I'm feeling pretty good. I think things have been going well. We've been making lots of progress. I'm still very energized by all of this. I spent a lot of time on the weekend trying to look into that issue on right-clicking the background, and I eventually just filed a bug, which unfortunately has not had any comments on it yet. But there's something very peculiar happening. And I mean, this bug talks about it if anyone wants to know the full details. I'll try to sum it up really quickly. So if I make a scene in Godot that looks like this, so it's just a sprite, but it's inside of a sub viewport, which is inside of a sub viewport container. And then there's a function in Godot called unhandled input, which if nothing else handled input, then you should get it here. And when I right click anywhere in the scene, every single one of these should see that it's unhandled input. But that's not the case based on a certain property over here, object picking. When object picking is on, two things do not get that right click. And it's not clear why, and I can't tell Is it a bug? Is it a documentation problem? Am I just not understanding? So I filed this and I figured, okay, if it is a bug, they should know about it. If it's a documentation problem, they should know about it. And if it's my poor understanding, then probably other people who are searching for this would also want to know about this. So yeah, that was confusing, but it just took a bunch of time and I didn't think it would take a bunch of time. I have a workaround and we're going to apply that in just a sec. There's one other thing I want to do. I rarely shout people out. I want to shout out Zorkenheimer. I was looking through an old video that I had made. This one. Let me mute this. This is a 6-hour long video. And if you just scroll through to like random parts of this. So at 22 minutes, there's Zorkenheimer. And at 3 hours long, there's Zorkenheimer. So Zorkenheimer helped me with building NES ROMs and like learning what to do. And he'd prepared a bunch of material to share with me. And it was just super nice. And I stumbled on this video. And like I said, he's still streaming. So I highly recommend following him. The reason this even came up is because I think, do I have a Funky Monkey command? I don't have any of those. Hang on a second. Designer. Okay, well, anyway. Funky Monkey has been the designer for a few different things I've made. AdamLearns.com, Homepagerizer. So like, I do not make UI very well, and he does. So I've gotten him to do some of this stuff. Well, I talked to him about, hey, are you interested helping me on the UI of the game? The way I would have it work is probably similar to that video I just showed, where he would be on the stream and he'd be teaching me something. And then I'd maybe have some time to apply it. And then maybe we'd have another stream or something like that. And he said he is interested. We're trying to set something up for September. I'm also trying to set up an interview with Melmsy for September. And then there's one other thing. 2 other things are happening. Other news is merch. Finally going to get some like shirts, maybe mugs. I don't know, for Skeleseller. And the other is open sourcing Botland. This is going to happen probably in the next couple months. And if anyone wants to look through the code, they can. It might even be hosted again and people could play it. Hey, Paj. Hey, Toolshed. Paj, I watched about half of your, what's that game called? Only Human video. And hey, Saman. And I couldn't help but laugh, but I'm pretty sure you were still playing it even after making that video. I was looking at the Discord alerts or notifications or whatever. I know you said right in the video that it's addictive, and that doesn't mean it's a good game. It just means you like bright colors and numbers going up. I got the perfect game for you then. All right, I have butchered all of the code here. Oh wait, I haven't finished this one last thing. Update the today command. Oh yeah, and another minor thing I set up is now I can just type SS and then like graphics or whatever, and I can search through all the issues in Skeleseller without having to navigate to GitHub directly. If anyone hasn't used Chrome site search, by the way, it's great. You can do something like W and then just type, cats, and I'm searching Wikipedia, and YouTube and type cats, and I'm searching YouTube, and I don't need to actually go to the site. 160 hours in, you've like quadrupled the amount of time from when you made that video, I guess. Wow. And a hurricane. Is it Hurricane Lying Dad? Because you probably shouldn't play the game anymore. I'm gonna actually talk about what I like this time. Okay. I guess it doesn't matter too much. I think people should be able to change their opinions and everything, but it would be kind of funny if your first video was like, here's why this game is trash, and your second video is like, actually, after another 120 hours, I love the game. So Adam is addressing some of the feedback from checkpoint number 2. From checkpoint number 2, for example, he's going to start by allowing players to manually move items, and then probably then work on changing how adventurers work slightly, and addressing some new player woes. Yeah. Never said I hated it. I think you did say multiple times, though, it's a bad game. But I guess that's not contradictory with what you're saying. Also, I don't have any stake in any of this. I've never played the game. I don't plan on it. I don't really know anything about the company. In fact, actually, I should probably at least know that last one just for myself. Who makes this? Starry Studio. That's their only game, I guess? Okay, interesting. Yeah, apparently it's a place called Starry Studio. Okay, so tenants are done. This is done. Finish up manually moving items. All right, let's go look at the garbage code. And it's garbage because I made a bunch of things like this testosterone clash, just to figure out what in the world is going on here. And we just need to delete this now. This isn't even my project. All right. Yeah, so this town repro, this was me testing things out. We got to delete this. Show in file system. Show in file manager. I don't think we need to save this. I made a whole issue on this. Yeah, let's just delete it. Town repro. And then all this town repro stuff. Yeah, there. That'll clean up some of it. But there's still some more. Testeroni and Testeroni 2. Oh, I might need one of these, actually. Yeah, I might need that one. I don't think I need this. Where is Testeroni 2? Here? No, that's Testeroni 1. Where is it? Here. Okay, I think we delete this one. Detach this. Then delete that. Yeah, good. Now what remains? I think only valid code now. Unhandled mouse input capturer. This was what, its own node? Yeah, I like the idea of this at least. So this is unhandled input in mouse input capturer. I'm just going to put that. I don't know if this prints out. I want to see if it does. Inuitus. Anyone had an issue with the game not saving on their last milestone, version 5? Are you talking about only human? Because if you're not, yeah, I'm going to just wait for an answer, I guess, and not conditionally answer here. Okay, so if I just right click, we should see unhandled, right click in town. Why are we not seeing it from here? It's possible I just never added this to the scene. I guess we can find that out pretty quickly. Yep, that's it. Okay, well, I think this is what I want to use then. Yeah. So we just need to put this in the town somewhere and have this handle everything. How do we do this? I guess let's just add a node for now. And put this here. It really doesn't matter where it goes. And then attach that script. Unhandled mouse input. Save that. I don't want it to print this. I just wanted to print the other one. I also want to get rid of all the other GD prints that I added in here. Event.asText. Yeah. This, and this should go away. And I need to make sure that this registers everywhere. It's not. I don't know what's going on with that. At least it's getting it in the town, but why isn't it getting it here? Oh, Skeleseller. Oh, yeah, you said version 5, and I was curious about that part, because it's version 0.2 right now. Tried saving from the main menu, appears to have not saved. This morning I played a little, hit save, and then load, and I'm back to the start. Okay, so it doesn't save everything. It saves your money, your items, your adventurers, your skills. I think that's what it's saving. So if you're not seeing any of that happen, then I think I would need your save file. Absolutely nothing got saved. Okay, yeah, then how about this? Let me go find Godot user directory save file paths. Okay, Can you look at... Where is... Here it is. Yeah. Can you look at this? It's in one of these locations. I think it's in one of these. Yeah, one of these, the second box. So depending on your OS, can you go find your save.json file and then send it to me through like a paste site or a gist or something? It's possible it doesn't even exist, in which case that's a different problem. But maybe the save just isn't being loaded. But yeah. Why isn't this getting hit? I don't understand. If you press the mouse right button, which is print unhandled input. Huh. Because it's inside the viewport? Oh, that might be why. Yeah, maybe this just needs to be up here. Like at that level, maybe. And then I think it might work. Let's try that out. Still not working. Unless the town is handling it. No, it's not. What is going on? It works at this level, but not at this level. The only other thing I could think of is to put this one level even higher. But I don't think this is the problem. If I can't get this to work, this is probably not worth even trying to figure out. I have a workaround. Yeah, it's just giving me the one in the town and the sub viewport container. It's not giving me the one here. I just don't understand why not. Oh, because this inherits from control? Oh my god. Okay, well, there we go. That should fix that. That probably could have been anywhere in the scene tree. I guess we'll try that out next. Yes, good. We're getting this. Ooh. All right. We got another like 5 minutes of just working through this though, and then we can finally get back to what I wanted to do, which is make it so the right click will drop whatever item you're holding. So now let's see, does it work from here? If I put the node inside the viewport. No, it doesn't. And that makes sense because I'm not forwarding it all the way down to there. What do I want to do? I guess let's bump this back up in the scene tree. I don't like this. And then I want to make sure clicking anywhere does this. No, this one doesn't capture it. It's only... Huh. It's also strange, right? I guess because the town scene encompasses the UI. So I guess this kind of has to be in the town scene. All right, well then let's just delete this node. And let's delete its script. Yeah, I'm just not going to deal with this. Where did it go? Why is it not working? Unhandled finder. Oh, it's focusing this window, but this is not the window it should be focusing. It should have focused this one. Okay, that's done. So now we just have this right click in town. There's somewhere that it's printing sub viewport. Oh, this testeroni thing. This testeroni thing needs to exist, but just only like that. And then I guess what we could say is, this is fine. Move it into a namespace. Yeah, we got to do that. We also got to put it in the right spot and not call it testeroni. What is it? It's the town's sub viewport container. Okay, so let's detach script, attach script, source scene script, town, that doesn't exist probably. Town sub viewport container. Okay. Now let's get another one of these and just take the namespace from it. And then copy all of this code over to here. And then delete this code. There, that should be everything. Now we just need to write a comment for why this exists. This exists because I couldn't figure out how to handle right-clicking in the background without stopping the propagation of events to the sub viewport. It should be a CC ref. And then we need to make it so that this is what Godot.sub viewport. Where's sub viewport? I don't know. Huh. It should autocomplete, right? No, it doesn't. Yeah. There's some way to get this. I need to just figure out where it lives. Oh, wait. Oh, the whole editor's broken right now. That's why. Ooh, that's another problem I don't like. Did that fix it? No. This is inside Godot. Oh, wait. It did fix it. Yeah, there we go. Now it's yellow. Okay. See this issue. Now we got to go find the issue. Can I click this? There we go. I can't wait until someone chimes in on this. I really just want to know what's going on. It'd be nice to have found a bug, I guess. There were issues with this stuff in the past. I found all of those, just none of them matched my issue. Yeah. Okay, so this is good. Then we have the town code. I don't need input here. I just need unhandled input. And we're going to do this. We're going to say get viewport mark as handled and then drop the item. Perfect. Okay. Let's see if it works. That was like 6 hours of work that I just ended right there. All so that you could drop an item. So let's see. I pick up an item. It's on my cursor. I right click. It does nothing. It doesn't even work. Right click in camera. I guess let's put a print here. Right click in town. Pretend I didn't say anything. User error. Can you share what the user error is though? Just so that I'm aware, because other people will probably hit this. And I should know. Yeah, I should know what to do about this. It would help to know a little bit more. I promise I won't make fun of you. Not for this, at least. Apparently overwrote my save with an empty state after loading the game. Oh, I see. You did it through the game, though, you're saying, right? Like you hit load and then save? Because in the future, there'll probably be an autosave system. And if you do accidentally overwrite your save, which I hope will be harder, then you could load from an autosave. I guess this is a problem in every game that has saving, right? Like you might do something and then save it and realize you didn't want to save it. And if there's no autosave system, then too bad. I think I must have hit save instead of load when I first started. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, actually, now that I think about it, you won't even have a way to directly save in this game, will you? I think it'll just always automatically do it. And then you'll have a way of deleting your file if you want. So you should never have to worry about that happening again, I think. I do probably need to write that down because I don't think I have it written down. Save that. No, not that. Once this is done, consider we should almost certainly remove the save game button completely. People shouldn't be able to overwrite their save file with less progress. Yeah. All right, so is this happening? And there's still a right click in camera somewhere? Yeah, delete this. Why was this ever getting this? Why not have multiple saves so that something happens? You can just load the previous save, lose some progress, but not all. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm talking about here. So there will be like the occasional save due to quitting or something. And then an auto save system every, let's say, like 3 minutes. So you never need to manually control your save file. So if at any point you close the game and let's say there was a crash or something didn't save, like you'd load from an autosave. But you'll always see like, here's the newest save you should probably load from. And maybe if we do that, we should probably track save time somewhere so we can show you right on the file. Consider showing the gameplay time right on your save file when you load it. Also, hi, Tyler. All right, is this working? Can we right click? Right clicking camera, that's it? What? Something's amiss. Did I not put this on correctly? Oh, I didn't save. Oh my god. Oh my god. I was like, I'm not going to spend another 6 hours trying to figure this out. I am glad it turned out to be that. Oh, in PTSD already. All right, so it should be printing out. Yeah, right clicking down. Good. So now we should be able to drop items. Yes, look at that. Yeah, so we can pick up an item, and now workers can't go after it. And now when I right click, it drops it, and now we should see the rogue come over here. But I'm going to pick it up right before they get there, drop it, pick it up, drop it. And then you can't pick it up once it's in their hands. All right, that is working pretty well. So now we need dropping in a shop. So you should be able to click, well, not here. You click the armor smith, I guess. And there should probably be some indication of where you can drop this. So anything that is a valid spot should probably like glow green or something. We can't. Took longer than Pathfinding. No, Pathfinding was nuts. Also, that all took place on stream, I think. A lot of this was off stream. So what I was thinking is, what if you could expand the scale of any place where you could set the item, but these actually have collision in them. So you need to expand the scale of just the sprite, which is possible, but is it worth it? I want to do something there to indicate where you can drop it. Let's go take a look at the task. All right, I guess we're going to delete this. Although there is one thing that still doesn't add up to me. The town has a camera, and somehow this was getting the unhandled input event. Oh, wait, no, that makes sense. It's within the viewport. It doesn't propagate outside of the viewport. But then also, okay, let me try one more thing here. I'm sorry, chat. I want to see if this gets hit when we right click in the UI. It might not be because of this code here. Yeah, can we hot reload this? Probably not. No, we can't. Easy thing to implement might be a highlight system. I just don't know what it would look like. Like literally what it would look like. Do we have like a green glow around it? Do we outline it? Do we draw arrows or circles or something? Probably you'd want the, I don't know. Yeah. Oh wait, we're not propagating this anymore, so this is not going to work. I would need to also turn this off and just always return true. Did this... Hot reloading doesn't seem to work at all. I should probably just disable this. It's like I'm losing time due to hoping that it's working, and then it doesn't. All right, so does this work over the UI? No, it doesn't. Okay, so then we did this the exact way that we should have done this. Good, 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 good. Just undo all of this now. I don't care. Goodbye. So where'd that task go? I think we just delete all that now. What do we call it? Manually. Let's just search for that. Okay, so when left clicking, if you're not holding one, hold it. If you are holding it, try to place it. Valid destinations are an item display of the same category, a storeroom display, and a quest bin. So if you left click an item, so left click an item display in a shop or a quest bin. All right, let's start with the item display in a shop. So that means that these need a collider. And I'm guessing I did not already add one. No. Yeah. No, wait, they do have one because it's a static body. Doesn't this get a like a click event? It doesn't. Or wait, static body would get it, I guess. Mouse entered input event. It does have it. Unfortunately, oh, what? Well, there's some like fractional transform on this. I was gonna say, unfortunately, there's a collision shape and then there's a mouse click shape. And the collision shape should not be the full size of this, but the mouse click shape should maybe even be larger than it. So maybe we just add another body on this. I could do that in a bit. I don't think it's important right now. Input event on that. So item should have the exact same thing, right? On input event. But on input event is for, yeah, this. Okay, yeah, let's go try that out. So we'll do this inside ready. Get this thing. It's not clickable area though. It's static body. And these things change too. Dims the screen or applies a dark shader and then just puts green spots where you can drop stuff. But in Loop Hero, you're putting it in blank space, aren't you? In this game, it's going to be an object that already exists. I guess it doesn't make too much of a difference. And we could just try something. It's just got to be clear enough to players. Also, something's going to have to teach you to do this. I didn't think about that, did I? No, I did not. New player experience. We don't have a lot written for that. I guess I'll just go find the conclusions. Oh, here there. Conclusions doc. What did that just copy? Oh, that worked. Dropping it at a specific spot can be on top of existing stuff or blank spaces. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I haven't played the game in a long time. I need to build your town up from scratch. Where's the manually moving items? I'll just write this here somewhere. Something in the game should teach you how to manually move items. The way this could work, and this doesn't make a lot of sense, but the way that it could work is that your first item, you get a potion, it goes onto your table, you build a shop, and then you have to move the potion to the shop. That'd be ideal. But the reason why that doesn't make sense is because you are the skeleton and your skeleton could just move it. I don't know why you would have to move an item since you're the skeleton and you would otherwise be free when you get your first item. Maybe, I don't know, we can figure it out. All right. So item display gets clicked. We need to get somehow back to, this is on item clicked. We need on, maybe on empty display clicked. No, on clicked while empty. Yeah. Hey, Jacob. It's going well. I'm making good progress. Been a good start to the day so far. So if you left click and this is empty, then we invoke on clicked while empty. Yeah. Then something now needs to listen to that. I guess the storeroom had its own thing for when this was clicked, right? Yeah. Just adding more mechanics to add to the fun. Addressing player feedback to make it so that people end up having more fun. But this is based on what people have actually said. So the first thing that we're doing is allowing for manually moving items. A lot of people have said like, okay, what am I doing while this game is playing out? Can I have a way of speeding things up a little bit? And I think this will help. The other reason it's going to help is because right now in the game, you have adventurers. You start with one. And you have workers. And again, you start with one. So you have two things that can move items around. But in the future, we're cutting this out. So no matter how many adventurers you have, they'll never move items. So now you only have one thing that can move items around, which means you'll have less throughput in your town. So now you become that other thing because you can manually click and move items. So that's what I'm thinking. If this ends up being totally unfun, then we can just come up with some other way of doing this, I guess. So the storeroom had to know that you were doing this, but in this case, it's going to be a shop that has to know. So let's make the exact same thing that we had, but over in the shop. And we're going to call this on empty item display clicked. Yeah. Yeah, and this is, I think, the only real control we're going to change, unless you count building the town as a control, in which case that'll also be done. But I think these changes are going to do a lot of good things for the game. And I think one of the most important things they'll do is they'll start teaching players how the game is played by not introducing every single thing all at once. Okay. So handle item clicked, that's an add item display. So we need to find the add item display over here. And do that. On clicked while empty. Handle empty item display clicked. Good. There, perfect. I have to do the work. You don't have to. You can still idle. There will be optimal layouts, or is it just visual? I don't think we're going to have you pick the layout exactly. So imagine something like this, where you have like plot of land for blacksmith, and then somewhere else in the town you have like plot of land for alchemist. So you'll eventually build that thing, but you'll build it at the plot of land designated for it. Hey, Amy. I didn't expect that surprise attack, no. You joined the other elite legions of people. You now number 2 over there on YouTube. So when you click this in the shop, that means the town now needs to listen to this. Shop. Set up shops. Shop.on empty item display clicked. Clicked empty. No, why did I capitalize the M still? Wowee. Good. Make this public. All right, so if you're holding an item, then we actually need to do something. So display that set held item. Oh, there's a problem here. Oh, yeah, there's a problem here. There's no source for the item, so we don't know how to delete it from the existing one. All we can do is duplicate items. Got it. It's more like an upgrade tree. Yeah, I would say something like that. And I'm not opposed to having you pick the layout of your town. I'm not sure it does a whole lot. Like in other games, if you're going to be able to position something in a city, then there's got to be a reason to choose location A versus location B. And generally, one of the most obvious ways is the distance to whatever it is you need to do. So there's some like clear trade-off of, okay, my, garbage dump is close to where all the townspeople are, so the trash delivery service is faster or something like that. You could also do something based on adjacency, which I guess is kind of distance, but I've seen this happen in games where when you put 2 potion shops together, they both upgrade, something like that. But if these trade-offs aren't interesting enough, then you've added a bunch of complexity for not a bunch of benefit. Yeah, if you don't need like 2 blacksmiths. Yeah, and I'm debating on whether that's how this game should eventually go. It's what I'd originally planned, is like, yeah, you might have 2 blacksmiths because you need to service a different part of the town, or the blacksmiths are specialized differently. But I don't like the idea of specializing them differently. I think it would lead to some kind of weird things happening. Yeah. Yeah, I'm really ruining the speedrunners here. Sorry. I said display that set item. If this is not equal to null, remove child. All right, there's some weird stuff that I'm doing here. This will work to duplicate an item, but we're not trying to duplicate an item. So all this is doing is it's giving you more money. But let's at least see if it's doing that. So we're going to grant an item. We're going to pick up the bow and put it over here. That did not work. Are we even clicking that? I don't know. Let's put a breakpoint here. We're not? What? What? Is there a bug here? No, what? Huh. I don't understand. On input event. Did we add this? Yeah, clickable area. Static body 2D. I'm so confused. We need to make sure you can only put this in the right shop. Make sure you can only drop items on valid locations and stop duping items. Why isn't this getting hit? Item display is here. It has a static body. Static body has an input event. It's called static body 2D. Yeah, static body 2D. And it's not in some weird part of the tree, right? No. Well, that's strange. Some other body blocking it? Probably. But why doesn't it get blocked for items? Oh, you need to set input pickable. Oh. Yeah. Okay, my bad. Yeah. It's a good thing I looked at that. Geez, I never would have thought about it. Okay. So clickable area dot input pickable. It's true. There. That should do it. Although, like I said, this is going to make you dupe items. It's also going to allow you to put an item in a shop that doesn't belong there, I think. But let's try it out. So grant items will take a potion. Good. That got hit this time. So now it should be on my cursor. It is not. Okay, now it's on my cursor. Oh, that just worked. Yeah, nice. And now the item just doesn't seem to exist over here, but it might still exist. Why is this like lagging? It's probably spewing errors. Is that why? Yes, it is. Yeah, this is sort of what I expect. Cannot access a disposed object. We still have the existing one, and we shouldn't. Oh, there's more of an issue here. Held item is null return. Set the display to be that held item. So now two item displays have this item. Yeah. All right. I need a way of handling this. The item shouldn't know where it is. Should not follow property. It's still following a property. An event should not follow a property. I'm just going to rebuild this. I don't think an item should know where it belongs. I think the thing that holds it should know where it belongs. So we have a couple of things we could do. There's an I accepts item. What else inherits from this? The quest bin? Item bin, item display. Yeah. Hey, Zapwood. There, handled it. Just delegate to other people. Rami knows the way. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to track where an item started from so that we can remove the item from there. What does this have? Drop off item and will accept item. Get drop off point. Isn't there there's another interface here, like an item source. No, there isn't. I need item sources, I guess. There's only one source though, and it's an item display. Tomorrow's the big day. What? Is this part of the I know to weigh me? Okay, yeah, you've lost me. Oh, you're moving. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Oh man. And then are you just gonna sleep for a week? So yeah, so we need the item display, which means when you click an item, it's not important that we just get the item. How does this make it to here? Where's player held item? Time to close some files. Player held item. Won't have internet access for 10 more days. ISP was slow. Oh, that's too bad. You could probably tether your phone though. Does your phone carrier allow that? Because I've done that when I moved in the past. Just use my phone as my internet. It generally works pretty much fine. And that was before I even had sort of faster phone speeds. All right, so how do we get this here? Handle item display clicked. Held item equals item display. Okay, yeah, we could just keep track of the item display this came from. Why do we do this? Why do we do this? Hey, UberX. I told my ISP that because it was their issue, I'd want them to reimburse me for the tethering cost. Best they could do is a single 25 euro discount. Well, there are probably some other things you could do, but honestly, that's probably just not a bad idea. Just pay whatever the difference is at that point. No internet is a grade 1 emergency. Yeah. Yeah, hey, live coding. Yeah, I don't know if I have a limit on mine. Not that my plan matters, because this is Raimi, and I'm not going to fly out there to give Raimi my internet. Yeah, use your neighbor's Wi-Fi or something. Yep. Say, I solemnly swear I will not be hacking anything. I will perform no speed runs during this time. Reference to the source item. What do we do this for? You just check to see if you're holding an item. We need this to be in an item source. Yeah. So let's just change all this stuff around. Item display question mark item source. This is a reference to the source item that you're holding. This is where the source item came from. Yeah, it has to be a display right now. We can make this an interface in the future. I'm almost tempted to do it now, but there's just no reason. So why complicate things? There's a reference to the item that's rendering on screen just to show the player that something is held. It doesn't really exist. All right, now we just go change everything that we have written here. Done. There's no set selected though. I think item display can forward it to the item. So we could have some concept of set selected. Yeah, fine. I'm okay with that. I don't think this really matters too much. So public void set selected. And then item dot is selected equals is selected. Yeah. It's a method group. Oh, it's called set selected anyway. There. Okay, good. So now what's this? Item source no longer. Oh wait, no, we need to do this though. Cool. Displayed item, we get the item and we clone it. Any other problem that I'm running into here? This is fine, this is fine, this is fine. Drop item. False null. Drop item. Make empty item display. If item source is null, that means you weren't holding an item. Maybe I should make it like an is holding item. Public bool is holding item is just equal to item source not equal to null. Yeah. So now we don't need to do this. So we can just say if is holding item. Oh, now that this is stupid. This set selected true is there no matter what now. Yeah. If you're holding an item, then this also should be the case. You should only be able to set them both at the same time. I need to do something about that. This is ugly as is. So if is holding item, This needs to have an exclamation mark now. If not is holding item return. Yep. Same deal here. Okay, now what's this? This needs to be, there needs to be a way to transfer things between displays. Did I add that? I must do this somewhere, right? I guess in pickup item from storeroom. Remove it from the current thing, and then that's it. Yeah, okay, fine. So then remove it from the current thing. So item source dot remove item, and then set it in the new thing. I guess we need to get the item first. Oh, it does give us the item. Item equals. And then make the item source null. And this should also be null. Remove and then set it to null. Okay. Private void. Delete displayed item. Yeah, that's where this code goes. That way we can delete this everywhere. And one more here. All right. I think we're good. I think we've gotten rid of item duping, and we should just be able to pick up and place items as you might expect. So we pick up an item. We go over here. We click this. Okay, that kind of worked. It's semi-faded, which customers don't care. They're willing to buy anything, even if they can't see it. But it shouldn't look semi-faded. So when you set the item, we also need to set that it's selected to false. Display.set selected false. Okay, there. Okay, let's try that again. In fact, what happens if I put Cain over the Alchemist? Nothing stops that from happening, and then I don't think customers actually care. Yeah. So technically you could put an item anywhere, but that's not, I'm not going to keep that. We're going to make it so you can only put it in a valid spot. So that gives a quest. This is the next thing we're going to have to do is allow you to place it in here. And that's not possible yet. And I guess click to empty item display isn't totally valid. It's more like click something that accepts an item. Okay, now we're making progress. Stop duping items done. Allow for dropping off quest items. We need to change from clicked empty item display to clicked I accepts item. And then let's do the valid location thing. So make sure that this thing can accept what it has to accept. So this is an I accepts item. Target or destination. Oh, this is gonna be a problem. Oh no. Get drop off point will accept. Okay. But then we run into an issue here. We now need to know what this thing is. I guess drop off item needs to have something in item display. All right, let's do that. Let's do drop off item. What does this do? Good. And then set selected false. Yeah, perfect. Ooh, nice. Okay. That should make it so now you can only put an item in a place that will properly accept it. So if I try putting the cane inside the armor shop, it doesn't work. Inside the alchemist, it doesn't work, but inside the blacksmith, it does work. Nice. Potion inside the blacksmith doesn't work. Inside the armor smith doesn't work, but inside the alchemist does work. And I blocked the rogue. Hey, two dorks. Good morning. Look at what we just got working here. You can now click an item to pick it up, right click to let go. Workers will never pick up an item that's already selected by you. So if I click this right here, the worker turns away and I can put it in the shop manually and then customers can buy it. I can't pick it up once it's already in the shop, which I don't think you'd ever want to do. Wonder if I should allow you to just do that because maybe you find it fun for some reason, or maybe there is a reason in the future. Yeah, so now when you have a state like this and you're like, oh man, there's way too many items, you could just go drag these here yourself. I don't know if this is a good idea. Part of what's already happening that I find a little weird here is that you need to scroll the camera. Like I can't have this showing. Yeah, I guess I can, but maybe rate limit how often you can drag. I don't think there's a need to do that. I think if you want to drag all the items, you can drag all the items. This is like a cookie clicker kind of game at that point where, yeah, if you feel like clicking a million times, you can click a million times. I think the throttling will just be your natural disinterest in having to do this. I definitely want a hotkey instead of having to drag. Well, so, okay, here's the problem. If we make this a hotkey, then you would just always be pressing the hotkey, right? Because technically there's only one destination at any given time that your workers will go to. So we could just make it so that literally clicking the item just puts it into the shop. So I could just have it click here and it'll act like I dragged it. I don't think that's a good idea because like I said, then you would just be like, why do I even need workers? So this is what I'm torn about. Yeah. Should we drag and drop? Well, pressing a hotkey would still require interaction. But I guess what the hotkey is sort of essentially doing is like teleporting your worker to the source and then teleporting it to the destination. It's almost like it's doing that. Yeah, you can spam a hotkey while managing your party. Yeah, you can. Yeah. So, by the way, that's why I originally didn't do this because I was like, wait a second, if you click an item, there's only one destination. So why don't we just have it so that clicking the item puts it in that destination immediately? I'm like, this is probably not a good idea. I'm worried personally about wrist strain. I look at this as one of those like, you can do this, but you don't have to. And it's not even the level that it happens in other games. I kind of mentioned this earlier, but most kind of cookie clicker style games, it's like click for $1, and then eventually you get like an auto clicker for 1 cent. So there's like a 1 to 100 ratio, and you're like, all right, I'll still click. It's like 100 times the value of auto clicking. But in this game, it's like you just wait a little bit, and your character will move the item just like how you could move the item. You'd want to do it though. Yeah, yeah, but yeah, you must see the tension though of like if you could just press a hotkey, then this wouldn't be that valuable as a, well, I guess it'd be too valuable. Wouldn't be that valuable as a game mechanic. I do need to highlight the displays. I gotta write that down. Highlight displays and item bins green. If you can drop the item there. Item bins and displays may change as valid targets as you're holding the item. Spamming the skip cutscene button saves like 12 seconds. People want to get rid of it because of strain. The other side argued that it's part of the skill. Yeah, this reminds me of an absolutely ridiculous Super Smash Bros. Speed run, which was break the targets with Peach. And the reason there's like a 1 out of 64 chance or something like that, some ludicrous amount, like 1 out of 256 chance to get a bomb. And you need, I think, 3 bombs for that run. So you need to win 3 of these chances. And the way that people figured out how to do this is you can manipulate the luck so that you'll always get those bombs. But the manipulation takes a lot of setup and effort. And it's like, is this even a speed run at this point? Why not just release a version of the ROM or something like that where you always have the setup and have people start from that? So yeah, I get it. And I'm glad I'm not part of these conversations because I find that to be against the spirit of what you were actually trying to do at that point. But I guess coming back to this, it's like, are people gonna exercise this? Is this a fun thing that we've just added? Is it worth doing the rest of this? And I think it's worth at least trying it out and seeing what people say. But yeah, I sense this being tedious. Like I'm waiting to be able to click this here. The essence of speedrunning is human suffering. I guess every speedrun, if it becomes popular enough, is almost like a race to have a perfect series of inputs for some number of minutes. And yeah, from that point of view, I could see it as, yep, it's human suffering. I've always kind of compared, I've never actually tried speedrunning anything myself, but I think speedrunning is very similar to uh, music performance. Like a series of perfect inputs. I would say music is actually more forgiving here, though, because you don't need to be frame perfect for music. And if you mess up, then people will be like, oh, well, whatever, they messed up. It doesn't change the duration. But in both cases, it's like, yeah, you had to do a ton of practice. You had to know. I was going to say how to correct mistakes, but I guess in music it's a little different unless you plan on improvising. I was often annoyed by having the workers be too slow and me losing items. If I can get rid of that by optimizing my mouse clicks and drags. Yeah, you'll be able to. I guess one way we could kind of do this is, well, okay, what if there were a hotkey for pick up every single item onto the cursor? So you have an entire storeroom and all of them turn transparent. They're all on your cursor. And now you could just click each individual thing over here. But while you're doing that, your workers can't interact with it. I don't think that's a good idea, but I kind of like it. It would remove the wrist strain thing. Then it becomes a trade-off. I'll at least, file an idea. What if you could pick up every item at once with a hotkey and then click them where they belong? That way the act of dragging items wouldn't be as frustrating, but you wouldn't be completely trivializing item management. I feel like it's more of a wrist strain than playing something like Call of Duty. Well, I mean, I guess the other thing is there's no reaction time. So you could click and then like you could move the camera actually, and then the mouse doesn't even need to move. When I'm trying to put a sword in the alchemist shop. Yeah, you could do something like this, I guess. This is if you were playing on a controller, how you'd have to do things anyway. What a game. In fact, what if, I guess at this point, it's almost like I'm acting like I'm a worker here. I'm just able to fly over the terrain. You're gonna support controller? I don't think so. I think if I were to support any other platform, it would be mobile, and then you have touch controls. And actually, touch controls would work great for this. That would be better. Hotkey to drop the item, but the UI could show a hover over where it's going to drop. Yeah, but still, I feel like all we're trying to do here is make it so that you don't need to move the mouse as much. And if we cut that out, then it's like, well, now your workers have no purpose. Yeah. Okay, I got to take a break. And then when we get back, we're going to get this to work for quest items. This is already done. Well, make sure you are dropping. We don't even need to do that. I already did that. All right, I'll be right back. Is it jump time? It's jump time. Wait, what is that? I'd be fine with let go plus move rather than drag. Yeah, that's, I think we're going to do both ways. So right now it's already the first one, let go and move. Anyway, I'll be back. Feel free to type join in Twitch chat, not with an exclamation mark, and you should be able to join. again. Close the game. All right, so now you should be able to click an item bin. So how about this? Let's make it so you just automatically start a quest. I don't think we have an easy way of doing this. I don't know how this works. Quest became available. Quest accepted. All right, let's track this. Accept quest. Next quest ID. Yeah, let's just call this immediately, I guess. Do we have it in init? No, we have ready though. I guess we can just call accept quest. I'm not actually positive this is going to work. Let's try it out. Yeah. Nice, it did. And let's make sure that it's functional. So we'll try dragging. Oh, wait, I can't do that. I got to wait for yeah, I got to wait for this thing. As long as this goes to the item bin, then we're fine. Yep, cool. Perfectly fine to write inside VS Code. You're able to do it. It's not the best experience, I would say. If you have access to Visual Studio or to Rider, it's probably better. But it works. You can do it. Yeah, so all I wanted to do is make sure that we have quests here immediately. And now when you click an item bin, so where's item bin? It's inside shop, I think. Yeah, shop has... Wait a sec, what? What? I'm so confused. How do they know how to get here? What? Drop off item. Oh, there's like a get coordinates or something, right? Get drop off point. How does this work? Global position. Item bin is its own thing. Oh. It's a node. Oh, it doesn't need to be a scene. Okay, yeah. But its position is literally just a set of coordinates. We need to know its size. And we don't have that information. Okay, I think we just need to add another thing here. Area 2D. Clickable area. And then add a collision shape under here. This collision shape is going to be only on the item bin. Yeah, that's perfect. Or close enough to perfect. Sounds good. So now shop needs that. And shop needs this just like how item display needed this. All right, so on clicked while empty. This is going to be on click item bin. On clicked item bin. All right. Where are you? I guess the item display. There's something else. Something else has a clickable area. But it was actually this one. Yeah. Item does. That's right. Although, what's the point of making it so you can click items? Not, it doesn't matter. All right, so the shop is going to get the same thing. On input event. Sounds good. Only this is underneath item bin, right? Yeah. So it won't exist there. There we go. Now we need the input event. Got it? Okay, so if you click the item bin, on clicked item bin invoke with, I guess, the shop. Yeah, this should take a shop. Something like that. Now in the town, we have on clicked item bin. Clicked item bin. Okay, put this up above. So this is going to be very similar to clicked empty item display. If you're not holding an item, we don't care. Otherwise, oh, we need to make sure the shop will accept the item. How do we do that? Shop.isCurrentQuest item. This should just pass in the item bin, right? Yeah, this should just pass in the item bin. Okay, this is dumb. Item bin, item bin. Could we have done this the other way around? We probably could have. Yes, we could have. Okay, you know what? I'm going to do it that way. It's a little weird. Yeah, it's a little weird. So if you're not holding an item or shop.itembin.will accept, then return. Otherwise, call shop.itembin.dropoff_item. All right, that should do it. Which now, both of these are pretty much exactly the same. There's just an, what is item bin? Item bin is I accepts item. And that is an I accepts item, yeah. So if we had just passed in the right thing here, this wouldn't have mattered. Okay, I can change this around. Hey, I'm enough at this. All right, let's go refactor this a little bit. Should make it a little bit easier for us. This is clicked empty item display. We're gonna call this like clicked item destination. Yeah, and then just delete this entire thing. That's the beauty of using interfaces. So now we can do that. Now the problem with this one is that this takes in a shop and now needs to take in an item bin, which means this needs to take in the item bin. And then that's it, we're done. Let's try it out. So now you should be able to put an item toward a quest. Now this is functionality you cannot do without being able to manually drag items. So here I can pick up this green potion. It is accepted by this quest here, but we could also put it directly in the displays. And the putting it directly in displays is something that your workers will never do because they'll always prioritize a quest. So here's the cloak. I could put it there or I could put it here. Oh, I can't put it here. Oh, because if there's a quest going on, then it doesn't let you put it there. Yeah, I guess. Okay, fine. I don't know if that's going to be confusing for players. I think it might be. But yeah, it's working. So I should be able to complete the quest too. Unfortunately, we don't have the thing it takes to complete the quest, but now we do. So if I put this here, yeah, quest complete. Nice. All right, well, that was easy. Did we try completing a quest with an item that doesn't let us do that? Like if I try putting a potion in here? Yeah, no, that doesn't work. Doesn't work there either. I had to put it over here. Cool. Done. And then I think that's the last little bit that we need to do. So this is finished, this is finished, this is finished. Well, we didn't allow you to put it back in the storeroom. Allow a player to put an item back in the storeroom. I don't know why you would need to do that. It's fine. I guess we could try that out really fast. If I'm holding an item and I put points into skills, it doesn't drop the item. Also, the item doesn't show up on top of this, which I don't know what you would want to have happen there. Yeah, all right. Pretty reasonable. Transparent when you pick an item, make sure the display is still considered in use. While dragging. Okay, cool. So yeah, the big thing here is highlighting where you can put it. This is not going to be easy. Because we need to get all possible item destinations and highlight them. Just thinking of how I want to do this. I think some sort of like slowly flash them green or something like that. What happens if you save while dragging it? It's probably gonna get messed up right now, but I'm not too concerned about that. Although I should write this down at some point. File task, make sure saving while dragging an item doesn't mess something up. We shouldn't even be saving that an item is selected, in which case everything should be fine. But it is a good question, Blob. So here's what I'm thinking. In process, we could say if you're holding an item, then like to do get all destinations and for that item, and then to do highlight them a different color. The problem is I don't have an easy way of doing this. How does picking up an item from the storeroom work? Oh, actually, no, it's not picking up an item. It's drop-off item. How does drop-off item know what your target is? Get item destination. Interesting. So we'd want to be able to get all possible destination. Interesting. Yes, very interesting. Item destination. We sample here. Yeah. Very interesting. Okay. This will work for now, but eventually we're going to want quests that take place at different locations, and then we're going to have a bunch of problems. So yeah, let's do this. Let's return get all possible item destinations. And then instead of item displays.sample, we just return all of them. And this returns an I read only list of I accepts item. Can I do that? Yeah. Okay. Then here, we're going to say return get all possible. There we go. Okay. Then we need player held item to know that the town exists. Let's make a public void init town. Good. Private town. Then the town needs to initialize this player held item. Oh, wait, it had that already. Nice. And then we need to call that new function that we just wrote. So get all possible item destinations. Var destinations equals town.get. We need to know what item you're holding, which is what? Item source dot item. Town does not contain a definition for that. Oh, because it's part of the shop. Oh my god. Get, what is it called? Destination, get item destination. This gets the shop matching the category. Is this public? It doesn't matter, that's public. Fine. Get all possible item destinations. I read only list. There. All right, so that's what I want to call from here. We have that now. Dereference of possibly null, whatever. Is that going to complain too? Yeah. Then highlight all those destinations. Okay, let's just for now do something really fast. We'll do for each. Oh, we don't have a way of highlighting these. Drat. We're going to need to modify the interface so that each one knows how to do this. Yeah. Also, technically, if any of these change, we need to know that they've changed so that we unhighlight them when we're done. Does this know that there's an item inside of it? Get the unfilled ones. It does. So we want to stop highlighting something that just became filled. So this can change frame to frame. Oh, man. All right, well, there's a way we can do this. We could get every single possible item destination and set its highlight to false and then go through the ones that should be set to true. That's one way. Another way of doing this is we keep track of all the ones that should be set and like dynamically change based on some signal that comes in and whether an item was just put into the item display or not. But given that this only happens when you hold items, I think it should be fine to just iterate over everything. Unfortunately, this means we need a way of getting all shops everything. Like get all item destinations, whether or not they're possible. Get all item destinations. This doesn't even take in an item. It just returns a list of, I just want return get item displays dot to list dot concat. Something like this. It's probably an easy way to do this. Drop this useless call to to list. Why is it a useless call if that's all I can do to concat? Huh. What is item displays returning? It's a collection. Oh, this to list. Oh, sure. It's funny how I always had this stuff. Let's make this even simpler here. So I need an I read only list of I accepts item, or like all destinations, I guess, is going to be this. And then return the destinations. Okay, so now what is the problem here? Not contained definition for add. Oh, because it's on I read only list. Yeah, I want to make it a list. There we go. Then simplify this, and we're done. All right, so that gets us all the displays and the item bin, but the item bin should only be highlighted if it's a valid destination for the item. Okay, so this is dumb. This needs to, oh no, this is not dumb. What am I talking about? Oh yeah, this just returns everything. And we probably need to rename this function. I'll write that down here. To do, probably rename this function or the other one to make it clear how they're different. Now the town needs to just have like a public I read only list, I accepts item. Why is this a question mark? This should not be a question mark. This shouldn't be a question mark either. Return null. No, just return an empty list. In which case, then we don't need to do anything here. Yeah. All right, that got a little bit simpler. Okay, so this is going to be get all item destinations. And we're just going to get every shop. Get shops. What does this return? I enumerable. Possible null return. How? Oh, because of that? Not anymore. Look at that. In fact, I think we can get rid of this too, right? And just put... No? Okay, well, whatever. All right, so we're getting there. We now can go through every single possible destination. I read only list all possible destinations. Hey, Sinstella. I hope so. I'm sorry to hear that it's a struggle, though. Hope it gets better. My day's been pretty good so far. So the first thing we want to do is highlight as destination false, and then go through all the real ones here and then set it to true. There we go. Now we just need to write this function, which means it needs to be in the interface as a void Boolean. Okay, then we need to implement this function. Let's do it in the simplest possible way at first. Public void highlight, bool highlight, modulate. So if it's highlighted, then we'll say colors.green, otherwise colors.white. Do the exact same thing for item bin, I guess. The item bin doesn't have a concept of a graphic. Duh. But it's got a graphic underneath it, right? No, it doesn't. Oh my God, this is impossible. Oh no. It's part of the tile map. Okay, I think we just need to break this out into its own sprite. Yeah. Otherwise, we can't do what I'm trying to do here. Well, whatever. We'll just set the modulator to this anyway, even though it's going to do literally nothing. There. Well, it should at least highlight the shop displays. Then we need to snap off the bin that we have there. Does not contain a definition for highlight as destination. Oh, whoops. That was supposed to be for each. There. Okay, so when I pick up an item, it should highlight. Nice, it did. It highlighted all those displays green. And if someone else puts something in the display, it should automatically highlight it the right color again. So let's see. I'm waiting for a worker to come over with a potion that might not even exist. Hey, Ion. Good to C#. That's rare. Is it? I don't actually know how many or how few people are using. Oh, there are no potions. Are using C# with Godot. Okay, we need to pick up one of these potions. Go over there, pick one of those items. There's like a 1/3 chance or half chance or something like that. Come on, they all ignored it? Oh my God. The odds of that are so incredibly low that of all those items, they took 5 of them and they just haven't not touched a single potion. Well, now they're guaranteed to do it because there are not 5 non-potions there. Okay, so what I want to see is, does this get like its green highlight? Does it go away? It should. Nice, yeah, because now this is not a destination. And if I put this here, it should also know that it's not a destination. Oh, but it doesn't because now we're not holding an item. So as soon as we put the item down, we need to highlight all of the destinations false again. So let's make a private void remove highlight from all item destinations. And we'll put this here. Remove highlight. Oh, no. What happened? Oh, I see. That's why the X was there. I hadn't actually cut. I just typed X. Whoops. All right. Now, whenever you stop carrying an item, and that's only what happens here. No, drop item can have it happen as well. Item source equals null. Okay, yeah, wherever we set this to null is where this thing needs to happen. Okay, we'll just make a private void stop holding item. Or, yeah, that's fine. So we do this, and we do this. And then we call this from here. Perfect. I guess delete displayed item gets called in that case as well. So why does it not happen over here? Item source. If this is null, we're going to have a problem. Guess we just call this beforehand. Delete displayed item can also do this. In fact, the whole thing should just be called stop holding item. We should just put this up to here. Rename this to stop holding item. and then get rid of the duplicate calls. Easy peasy. Oh, let's go try that out. I might even be okay with having them just show green for right now, but I kind of wanted it to be on some cycle that gets animated. Anyway, let's see. I click this. I right click, they all go away. Yeah. And if I put it down, they all go away. Perfect. Yeah, that's what I wanted. Yeah, so as soon as that guy drops this over here. Yep. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah. All right. It's now clear where you can put items, except that the bins don't get highlighted. I don't even have a, yeah, I have a cloak. I have a cloak, but now nothing gets highlighted. So we got to break the bin out of there. I don't think I should do this as part of the same commit. Probably should have checked in a while ago. Highlight item bins green when you can place the item there. This involves taking the bin out of the tile map and making it its own sprite. It's really not that hard to do. And then we should maybe animate the highlight on the item destinations rather than just have them be solid green. Okay. Let's go clean up the commit and check in. So we added a clickable area. Oh, you know what? I never changed this. This has a tiny clickable area. Technically, I guess the outer pixels might not even be clickable. So if I click like exactly there, yeah, it does not place the item. I think there should be a little bit of, wait, what? There we go. Oh, something happened there that was kind of interesting. There was a quest. Okay, hang on. I want to grant items. I'm going to speed this up. I'm going to take one of these helms. All right, so this is not highlighting anything, but as soon as the quest gets complete, it should highlight all the item displays green here. Yep, perfect. All right. Well, I'm glad we did things that way. It would have been more bug prone the other way, although it would have been more performant. Although who cares about the performance when we're talking about N of like 30 or 40? It's fine to just iterate over them. Game looks great. Hey, Ingvar. Thanks. Yeah, we just added in being able to manually move items. So I could take this and I could put it directly in the shop. And now customers can go buy it without me having to wait for my workers to go do that same thing. Yeah. Oh, that's broken. Something's broken. It's not highlighting anything. Oh, no, it's not highlighting anything because it's a quest item. Whew. Okay, everything's fine. Everything's fine. Yeah, so we need to make a larger clickable area for this. So let's just add in a new area 2D. We'll call this clickable area. Add in a collision shape. Make it a rectangle. And we're done. We just need to get it from here. Area 2D. There. That should be a little more forgiving. Let's try it out. Assuming I saved this. Yeah, which I did. All this will let us do is be a little bit off when we click an item display. In fact, even over here, if I click slightly to the side. Oh no, here I need to click the item. I forgot I did it that way. Yeah, but now in the destination, if I click slightly to the side over here. That stupid jerk. I gotta wait for a customer to buy this now. I was trying to click this. All right, if I click this pixel. Yeah. Okay, so like that pixel works. That would suggest to me that I made this maybe like 20% of the width increased. Yeah, that's probably about right. I think that's fine. I think it just can't be that tiny inner square that we have. But yeah, looks good. All right, what changed in shop? We also added a clickable area. Sure, sounds good. What changed in town? We modified, oh yeah, we added the player held item. I still don't know why these vectors are changing, and I don't think it matters. Let's just let them change. Highlight as destination. This is where the source item came from. This is the source of the held item. It's a little bit clearer. This is a reference to the item that's rendering on screen. This is the item that's rendering on screen just to show the player something is held. Town is holding item. We only use it as holding item internally right now, but it could be used externally eventually. So if you're holding an item, set that the current one is no longer selected, set that the new one is selected, then stop holding the item. Yeah, so that we can pick up a new one. You know what? We should probably have like a start holding item thing. Is there another way to do this? Where do we set item source? Only in 2 places. Well, if we have a stop holding item, I kind of want a start holding item. So let's do that. Private void start holding item. All right, what does this look like? We need an item display source. And then we just copy this stuff in there. Yep. Dereference of possibly null value. Why? Because we had to check up here. Huh. I actually don't know. If I said source here, would that change it? No, I know it's because item might not exist. Okay. Item display.item.set selected true. Why do we do that? That should be part of start holding item. Do we ever call this anywhere else? No. So let's put this in here. Oh, wait, we can't do this, can we? We don't have a way. Oh, wait, yes, we can. What am I talking about? It's an item display. There's no interface. Yeah. And I guess if we're going to access this from item source, then we might as well do this here too. Okay, much cleaner. So if is holding item set selected false, I guess just stop holding item, right? We put this in here. Does this set selected to false? Yes. Okay, well, even cleaner. Is holding item. Okay, how about this? Let's just do if not holding item return. And then put this up here. All right, highlight destination. Sounds good. Drop item. If you're not holding one, return. Otherwise, set selected to false. Stop holding item. What does that do? Where's drop item called? Oh. Wait, nowhere? Oh, nowhere. No, not from here. Oh, it's called from outside of here. It's when you right click. Yeah. Also, I don't know why that's not back in, but that's what we want. Okay, so when you right click, what are we doing? We're saying that you're no longer holding an item. Shouldn't this all already be handled as part of this? Item source. Well, we're going to put this here. We're just going to put a question mark. And then delete the rest of this. When's the food stream? I don't know if I've ever eaten on stream, or if I have, it's been like one bite of food over the course of 10 years. I just don't want to do that. Oh, I think I recall in the early days, I think there was one day when I ate lunch at my computer, but I didn't have my video on. But yeah, I don't think people have ever seen me eat. For all you know, I don't eat. For all you know, I'm not even human. So drop item checks to see if we were holding it. Stop holding item should be able to be called no matter what. We set selected to false. Set this to null. This is fair to do no matter what. And that's fair to do. Yeah, cool. So let's just call stop holding item. If you deny eating on stream, the aura of mystery remains. Yeah, exactly. You got to keep the audience guessing. Click the item destination. If you're not holding an item or the target won't accept it, then return. Otherwise, remove it from the source, put it in the destination, and we're no longer holding an item at that point. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, this all looks good. All right, what do we change in item? Rename this to be is held. And maybe like set is held. And maybe keep track of whether or not the item is held in here. Private bool is held. And then just set this here. This should be also renamed to is held. And then is held should just return the Boolean. Yeah. Let's just delete it. And then make this public and then rename it and then add get and set. Actually, private set. Yeah. Cool keyboard. Yeah, I really like this keyboard. I got to resolder it at some point so that the lights actually work. The lights only really work on the left half. And then it looks really cool. Because I have this light trail. Also, it changes color over time. So it's like reddish right now, but it's going to start getting more and more pink. But yeah, they don't really work on the right half. Once I twist the PCB. Why didn't that turn off? There we go. All right, so is held. Yep. Actually, even having a set here doesn't really make sense. We could just put this into the setter. Yeah, let's do that. So we make a set that looks like this. Held equals value. What's the problem here? Oh, because we need a backing property. Oh, drat. Fine. Get is held. There. Now, what's the problem with this? This is still in the wrong spot. An event should not follow a property. Hey, it says a event. That's a typo. We're not going to listen to this. All right, are we looking good now? Yeah, I think so. Yep. Oh, except for this. Why is this called twice? Oh boy, fine. Let's go private area to D, clickable area, blah, blah, blah. Put this into here. And then set it to clickable. Why are some items not clickable? Where does this get done? Oh, I see. When you clone an item, we don't want it to be clickable. And an item doesn't know that it's a clone. Oh man, come on. Set is held is can't be called now. Just need to say is held equals true. And there's one more, right? Yeah. Oh, and now we can't put a question mark there. Oh man. It'd be really nice if you could do that. Oh, I probably shouldn't have even switched to a setter then, huh? Ah. Let's undo this. It's so stupid. Where was the other place? Here? Yeah. Ugh. So where's is held? Yeah, this I still want the way that it was. And then we just get the setter. There does I don't know if anyone ever needed to access that publicly. Public void set is held. There. Are we good now? Doesn't look like we're good. Item does not contain a definite. No, no. Well, all we need to do is add a public Boolean thing here. It's just still kind of stupid. Return is held, yeah. I didn't mean to do that. Why does it say there are to-do items here? There aren't. That one's valid. Single line comment should be given this space. Not anymore. The name UI conflicts in whole or in part with the namespace. Where is this even used? This must be something I added that I forgot to remove. Oh, come on. Where are you used? I'm just going to delete this. And if it complains, then I guess we'll have found where it was used. All right, that should drastically cut down the number of errors we have, right? Not taking too much time on the stream. Why Godot and not Unity? Isn't C# better with Unity? I am familiar with Godot, well, more familiar with Godot. I haven't used Unity in about a decade. And I also, there was the whole pricing debacle with Unity, I think last year or the beginning of this year. And that just put a bad taste in my mouth. I don't think the game industry as a whole is in a good state right now. Kind of mentioned this before, but I think the economics of game dev just don't make sense. It's like, think of what it takes to make a fun mobile game. And you probably think of microtransactions. Yeah, that's not the fun part. That's just every game you've probably played, or most of them. It's not true of everything, right? Like Terraria, I guess, and Stardew, and there are some other games that you pay once and you just own them. But a lot of the popular games now are microtransactions filled. A lot of game industries are doing, or a lot of game companies are doing layoffs. And even for something like Skeleseller, like I'll probably sell this for $8 or whatever, right? And I just still imagine you sell like 100,000 copies. You get 800,000, which then Steam immediately takes 30%. Um, and then there's typically some like, I don't know, maybe 5% refunds or something like that. So when all said and done, before tax, you're getting about 520,000. Again, this is wildly successful game, right? 100,000 sales. So 520,000, then subtract taxes, pay everyone who worked on the game, taxes, pay people, etc. And you're left with like not a small amount of money, but that's 1 year of really, really good sales. And that's one game. So now how many games do you make? How many more pieces of content do you add onto it, etc., etc. Constantly deprecate systems without having a replacement be remotely ready. Yeah. I can't speak from experience there, but yeah, that would be frustrating. I can speak from experience with other things, just not Unity, I guess. Town view container town viewport. Is that where this thing resides? Player held item. Some things are just directly in here. Hey, Codex. I don't even like C# and Unity. They constantly parse through the files, making each change painfully slow. Yeah, it doesn't sound like Unity's in a good state either. Although, like I said, I think games as a whole are just in kind of a weird state. And it's not to say games can't do well still. I think we've seen even indie games do well recently, like Manor Lords. I'm gonna look through this one more time. And then I think we're ready to check in, other than those to-dos that I had to just rename some stuff. And hopefully renaming isn't that bad. I mean, mechanically it's not bad. It's coming up with a name that I'm saying I hope isn't bad. Yeah, I think this got a lot better. I should really test this out though before we check in. On click, this is for an item. Yeah, I think we're looking good. Nice. Nice, yep. I do not want to spend all day on this stuff. I'm okay spending like another hour. but I don't want to go beyond that. I want to move on to building maybe, or maybe some of the quick changes I can make. Oh, this cannot be checked in. But I like the line of code. So let's just, where is this? This is in ready. Yeah, ready. I'm going to write this down. Note for testing quests, add this to shop ready. Yeah, I mean, it's a super simple line of code. But that makes it so that I can immediately start with a quest. Okay, so rename get all destinations to get possible item destinations. Maybe this should be get valid. Yeah, I like that. Get valid item destinations. Maybe this should be get valid. I'm gonna rename it, but I'm less sold on that one. And I guess the town has the same thing, item destinations. We got to rename these now too. Get valid. Get all possible. Get valid item destinations. Yeah, so this is going to be get valid. There. Hey, Zyzer. Seems like game dev economics only work by having employees in low cost of living countries selling in high cost of living markets. I don't think that's the only way. That's the only way it works. I think it's just it's a lot of like. I guess it's rare to see a single purchase for a game anymore. There's usually things like battle passes, microtransactions, subscriptions. I guess kind of you could sort of categorize like multiple tiers, like a regular edition and then a collector's edition. This doesn't really count though, because these are usually still one-time purchase things. And is there anything else that fits into this category? Yeah, I guess with this, what I kind of call single purchases still, multiple tiers are in there. Expansions and DLC can be in there. It depends if done well. But yeah, in general, it's pretty rare to just like you buy a game and it's a good game and you have fun and you just own that game. Yeah. I think part of it is the amount of effort. Like, okay, you're all witnessing this in real time, but the amount of effort that's gone into Skeleseller alone, it's like if you look at the journal here, look at how many rows have Skeleseller there. It goes back to April 17th. And then before that, it was actually just the precursor to this game for another 3 weeks. And before that, it was about a week of game design. So I've been working on this since March, and it's now almost exactly 5 months later. And I'm, maybe halfway done through the game, something like that. So when all's said and done, this will have taken something like 1.5 person years, because I'm not the only person working on this game. And if we sell it for $8 and get 1,000 sales, that'd be $8,000, which, like I said, would go through the same thing and it'd work out to like 5K. And I mean, that'd be like a commercial abject failure. So these are the kinds of things I think some people consider, and they're like, "Oh, that's why I'll keep game dev as a hobby." Granted, I'm not really focused on money for this year, but and this is just the project I would want to be working on, and I'm trying not to be an idiot about it at the same time. I think I was an idiot about Botland, but yeah, you live and learn. Okay. This is a little weird. Yeah, in fact, this is very weird. Get filled or empty item displays. And we don't return held items. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think we're in good shape. What is this? Yeah, this is needed. Yeah. I just need to test this one more time. Pick up an item from storeroom. Don't pick up held items. Yeah, cool. Let's try it. And if everything works like how it should work, then great. All right, so grant an item. I'm going to pick this up. Yeah, it immediately broke. No. Start holding item. Player held item. Start holding item on line 88. That takes in the source. Item source is set immediately. And then we hit a problem with set clickable. Clickable area can't be found. Oh, because it doesn't exist inside item directly? No, it does. And it's an area 2D, right? Yes. What might the problem be? Huh. I guess because it wasn't added to the scene yet. That's why. Oh, drat. Because I changed how we did this. Yeah, we call add child. Displayed held item. Clone set clickable false. Start holding. Why do we put this here? Why is this here? That is dumb. Dumb, 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 dumb. This should be here. All right, that might fix it. Let's try that again. Nice. Okay. So we should be able to place it down over here. Perfect. If I place a cloak over here, I should get a quest. And if I place a... Oh, I need to actually accept a quest. And now I should be able to place the cloak inside that. I should not be able to place this kind of cloak inside there or this over to here. Nope, good. Yeah, I think everything's looking good. And then they just shouldn't pick up items that I'm holding. So I'm going to hold this item and just wait. Yep. Yeah, cool. Now if I let go, then they can pick it up. Ooh. All right. What is the last commit that I did? Fix broken life value. So yeah, allow manually moving items. This does almost everything. Oh, yeah. I'm not even going to write a comment. I think it's pretty much fine. Next change. Highlight displays in item bins green. Highlight item bins green when you can place an item there. This involves taking the bin out of the tile map. Yeah, like I said, this should be pretty straightforward. We just need to put this right here. So the item bin is going to change from a node to a sprite. So we'll just change its type to sprite. Then we'll change the script to make it be a sprite. And then we will put in the right texture. Yeah. New Atlas texture. Items. Oh, no, it's not an item. What am I talking about? It's not an item. It's in world, I think. Marketplace. Yeah, there we go. Now I just need to find the item bin. Hey, no, that's a filled one. There it is. All right, let's open you in GIMP and figure out what your coordinates are. You are 128.32. 128.32. Gotcha. All right, does this look exactly the same as the one that's there underneath? Maybe. It looks like it's off by 2 pixels. Is it? I think it's off. Let me hide these things. Yeah, it's definitely off. Okay, so why is it off? It needs to be moved down into the right by like 1 pixel. Yeah, there. Now it's perfectly aligned. Yes, it is. Okay, so then we now just need to delete this from the tile map. So we click the eraser and click here. Goodbye, item bin. Now the item bin could have the quest progress right above it. Yeah. All right, the collision shouldn't have changed. Yep. And what this lets us do is it lets us highlight this thing. Oh, it's already done. Okay, let's just run it. So now when we can turn in a quest item, which let's do one other thing really fast here. Oh, whoops, this to-do item was done and I just never. Yeah, whoops. Let's check that in. amend commit no end. Let's just try that one more time. Nope. It doesn't want to let me do that. Oh man. All right, then let's stash some of this stuff. I only want to stash. Oh man. Whatever. I'll just check in as a different command. I don't really care. Remove finished to do item. Yeah. All right, so back to shop. Ready. Accepted quest. There. So all we did here is make it so that the item bin for the quest should get highlighted green when we're holding a valid item for it. So if I pick the none of these are the cloak. You kidding me? Give me the cloak. There it is. Nice. It highlights green. And I can click it. And this potion should be able to go over here. Yep. And the bow should be able to go over to here. Yeah, great. Now what I want to test is, let's speed this up. What happens if I'm holding this potion and they turn in the rest of the potions before I turn this in? And unfortunately, this is going to take a very long time, isn't it? There are 2 potions. Okay, good. This will eventually happen. So I'm going to wait here. All the item displays should turn green and the quest bin should turn brown. Nice. Yeah, cool. Cool. Yeah, nice. It's working. Well, that was easy. Let's check that in. Delete this. Highlight item bins green. I needed to split them out from the tile map for this to work. All right, animate the highlight and then allow for dragging in one continuous motion. But yeah, animate the highlight on these. How do we do that? We would need a tween that knows how to vary the modulate, I guess. But the tween needs to know how to stop, and it won't know when it's going to stop completely because of how I do this. Okay, well, I can think of how we can get around this. So what's happening right now is we go through on every single frame that you're holding an item and we remove the highlight from everything and then highlight the stuff that needs to be highlighted. What we could do is go through and only remove the highlights from the stuff that shouldn't be highlighted. That way, when we set this thing up, we won't modify any tweens that need to be set on there. Alternatively, we could just, I am using Copilot, yeah. I just tend to use it as autocomplete and not for like, how do I accomplish tasks? Yeah, I can't think of how else we do this other than removing them from here, which is a shame. Big shame. Yeah, because when I call this thing, set it as true, I now all of a sudden want a tween to control its modulate. I can't think of any other way this would work. I need to make the new tween there. All right, well, it's not that hard to fix this. How do I want to do this? Just trying to think of what way is best. Because the easy way would just be remove everything from this list So now it's like an O(n) squared operation. Yeah. Yeah. I think I'm going to just do that. Okay. So get all possible destinations. And then iterate over all of those. And if destinations contains it, is there no contains in here? Really? I mean, I could just make it a hash set, I guess. Probably should have been a hash set to begin with, though. All right, well, let's do... Yeah, 2 hash set. What's the problem here? Cannot implicitly convert type. Oh, yeah, whoops, I need to change this to a hash set as well, of course. And then simplify it, sure. All right, that will do it. And then in here, what we can do is we can set a tween to set the modulation. If highlight, then how do we make a tween? Modulate A like that. Except for I want it to be on an endless loop. Don't we do this somewhere else? The quest stuff. Quest. What? Something does this. I'll just search for all the tweens that I have. Where are you? Here it is. Yeah, so just copy this over to here and change the modulate. What's the third value? Final val. Colors.green. Colors.white. Exactly. Wait, wouldn't you say skipping upper body, meaning that it's only been going down lately? I feel like I need to tweak the joke slightly. I think we just say this here. All right. It's more like a gym joke. No, what I mean is their stock has been dropping, but if you were skipping leg day, that never mind. It doesn't matter. I don't skip leg day. All right, so the times of this are going to be weird. But let's see if it works, and it should only work for item displays. So when I pick up an item, it should now fade in and out. Yeah. So this is what I want to have happen. I just want it to look... Oh, wait, no, it's never fading out. What? Why isn't it fading out? Oh, because I always call this repeatedly. We need to track the tween. Oh, man, this sucks. Yeah, this sucks. We're always going to call create tween and then always have a million of these things running. Oh, boy. And I want this to be in a different component anyway. All right, whatever. Let's just save off a tween for right now. Private tween, highlight tween. Actually, this might not even be defined. So in this case, oh man, this does suck. Better have create tween loops 0. No, use the initializer. Yeah, I'm not so concerned about the syntax right now. I'm more concerned about how I'm going to set this up. Although what you're saying is correct, Valdez. So I would want to create this, but if this already exists, then we just reuse it. If it's null, create tween, and then do this stuff. Okay. Set this here. And if it's not, then we want to stop all, kill it. kill, and set it to null. All right, let's try that out. This needs to be its own entire node that I add and just controls its parent somehow. Let's pick up an item now. So this should fade in and out. Yep, good. And we just need to make it do that faster. So maybe 2 seconds in, 2 seconds out. Quad and linear, I don't know what that. What are the options? Linear, sine. I don't know. Sure, linear. And easing type starts slowly and speeds up toward the end. Quickly and slows down toward the end. I think I want one of these to be in and one of them to be out. I don't know for sure. It just needs to be something that triggers your attention here. I feel like this does. Oh, it is strange that now they're desynchronized because I added more item displays in the middle there. Is that apparent enough? There we go. There are 3D Godot games. I don't plan on making one anytime soon, but they exist. Yeah, okay, I think this needs to be a little bit faster. Maybe like 1.5. And then maybe I just stop worrying about this because it's stupid. Yeah. And then the problem is this won't also happen for quest items. So if I had a quest, which I don't, but if I did, and I accepted that and then granted more items. Yeah, so now that just gets highlighted green. We want the same thing to happen there, and that's where this should really be encapsulated into one spot. Who is the Finnish guy that's making a 3D game in Godot? I don't know. I'm guessing this is another gym joke, Trackley. Gain simulator. You just have one option, and it's workout upper body versus skip leg day. Road to Vostok. Single player survival FPS. Huh. Interesting. So how do we pull this out of here? We would make a node that when you create it, you tell it what thing you want to modulate. So you pass in, what is this? A Godot object, I guess. And then it handles the modulation of it. So it's either that we add or remove this thing. But even then, we need to keep track of that this thing exists, right? I guess we could track it by name. Okay. What am I doing then? I need a script to exist, but I can add it as an arbitrary node. Yeah, so I need a new script. So where does this belong? Animation functions, maybe? It's not really a function. I guess I'll just say like object highlighter .cs. Switch to Godot. Man, if I were to switch to another game engine, I wonder how long it would take me. It seems so daunting. It's like I'm not being careful about keeping all my Godot code in one place and then keeping other code in another place. It's just all kind of interspersed. This should be a node, right? How do I do what I'm trying to do? Only 6 months in. Yeah. I don't exactly know how I do what I'm trying to do. I think we just add in a node here and call this object highlighter and then attach a script and then save this as object highlighter. Okay, so this is a node. So let's go get this stuff. This belongs in a, yeah, I'm just messing everything up. It doesn't matter. I just want to get this to work and then we can figure out where all this stuff belongs afterward. Okay, using Godot, sure. This is just a node. This is the item or object highlighter. All right, how is this going to know what to do? It's got to get its parent and know to modulate that. So it's going to be this code. And we don't check if a tween is null or anything. We just create a tween. Okay. And it's not this, it's going to be get parent. What is get parent? A node? A T. Should be a descendant of node. Yeah, okay. Node parent equals get parent. All right, so this turns into the parent. And then you can just free this thing when you want to free this thing. Okay, so now let's try that out. So if highlight, then I guess we want like I guess I could just make a static function in here that knows how to check this for a particular node. Public static void add to node. This is not how you instantiate these things though. In fact, I don't know how you, guess we need to instantiate it through a scene like so. Res scenes, where do you exist? Not town, it's just object highlighter. Then instantiated. Then add it. But that's only if it doesn't already exist. Where did the item display go? Can I close that? Probably close it. So now object highlighter, add to node this. And that's going to do this stuff. We need to see if it already existed. And if it exists, we do nothing. If node.has child, get node. So if there's already one of these, then just don't do anything. Okay. There, we're done. And then we need a remove from node here. Public static void remove from node. And we just need to get that node. What is going on here? There we go. I think there's get node or null. Yeah, there is. And then highlighter cube free. There we go. And put that over here. We shouldn't need to tween anything. Yeah. All right. So the reason I did it this way is that this lets us copy. Well, this also lets us delete the tween, huh? This lets us copy paste this same function to the item bin. So now we just put that here. And if we're going to literally copy paste, then we can extract even more code and remove some duplication. But let's try it out, see if it works. So we pick up an item, it highlights those. When we pick up a quest item, wait, what? Oh, that was yellow. I need a quest item. Do we have any cloaks? Are you kidding me? Okay, well, we have a bow. We can use that. So I put this here. I accept the quest. I pick up another bow. Nice. Yeah. So now we have reused the code across these two things. And it looks like everything's working there. Yeah. Node not found object highlighter. It shouldn't be complaining because because we need to do get node ordinal. There we go. And then we can copy paste all of this code, highlight as destination. In fact, then these things could have been made private, but yeah, whatever. So we'll say highlight node and delete and dot modulate node. Oh, and then also set whether this is supposed to be highlighted. Set is highlighted. Yeah, sure. Node does not contain a definition for modulate. What has modulate? Node 2D? Because this can be a node 2D. Yeah, sure. Node 2D then. That's fine. So then technically add to node is not what this is going to be called. No, that's fine too. Okay. So now this can get even simpler. We just call this. In fact, highlight as destination doesn't even really need to exist anymore, right? We could just cast the thing as a node 2D and then not need this function anywhere. Yeah. Yeah. Or you just have a get node on I accepts item. Like get highlight point. Does this matter? The item bin? No, it doesn't really matter. At least I don't think so. I think I'm just going to delete this and delete it from here. And now wherever the code breaks, we'll just go change those two locations. This player held item, highlight as destination. Yeah, so what we're going to change this to is object highlighter. This is a little bit weird, but I'm going to make a set is highlighted that takes in an I accepts item. And then simply calls the other function with a force cast. There. Okay. Then we're going to call this from the three erroneous places. So this is going to change to object highlighter dot that with destination. And there we have it. The refactoring is complete. Let's see. So yep, that's highlighting green. Looks good. We have a quest item. Oh, let's let them turn in the quest item. Speed you up there. Yep, then that gets highlighted green. If I put the item in, turns off. If I right click, it turns off. Pretty good. Yeah, I like it. Now let's look at the damage. Probably just put a thing. This highlights an object by changing its color to green from green LR white. Cool. Object highlighter is the name of the node to begin with. We shouldn't do that. That's dumb. We should put a public const string node name. You had the right code there. Then instead of checking here, and when we add the instance, we set its name to the node name. Yep, and this needs to change too. Yeah, cool. I like it. So we deleted that, Delete that. Yeah. What if we didn't do this? No. We're good. We're good. We're good. Okay, the only thing I don't like is where I created this. Yeah, I made it inside of animation functions, and that's probably not where this belongs. So let's go put it in the right spot. I need to reopen that object highlighter. Yeah, so detach the script from here and attach it from source/scene scripts. Good. Then paste this over to here and just change the namespace to whatever something else uses in here. Yeah. Okay, then delete the original. Where is the original? There it is. Finder, delete. All right, everything should still work. I think we're totally done with this. No, I broke it, which means it's probably using the wrong location. Unable to cast node to object highlighter. Where's that trying to happen? Add to node. Line 39. It probably can't find the right script. Yeah, I forgot to save. Not tell you how many times I've done that. There's no way to get it to autosave scenes. You can only have an autosave code. So I just always forget because it's the one place I have to manually save. Yeah, now everything looks like it's working fine. Yeah, cool. Kind of makes me think every single one of these should share the same tween. Hey, Broken Crown. Okay, so what do we do? Did we always have what was in here before? Yeah, so animate the item destination highlighting. It used to just be all or nothing green. Now it slowly animates. I'm going to look at this one more time just to make sure. Yeah, okay, great. We did find something. Good. It was worthwhile then. Hooray. Yeah. Everything else looks good. All right, I think there's only one other piece of functionality I really want to add, and it was allow for dragging in one continuous motion. I think putting items back in the storeroom doesn't really make sense because you can only pick items up from the storeroom right now. So, like, why would you even want to put it back? Maybe you'd want to, I don't know. Yeah, it's like swap items, but even then it's like that does nothing for you. So yeah, I don't think we're going to do that. I just want to make the continual dragging. So if you click and drag, instead of it moving the camera, it should put the item on your cursor. So how do we do this? Item, when you left click, sets it as handled, but it's wait a sec, what? How is the camera handling input then? Left click is dragging equals mouse event not pressed. So if you fail, it'll move the camera. What I was thinking is if you left click an item, it'll pick it up and it won't drag the camera. But I'm not even sure how to do that. This is an unhandled input, and player held item is not even player held item. It's this. Oh, wait. Oh, this is only on mouse up. That's why. Oh, so if it's pressed, then set it as handled immediately. Why did I make it on release? I don't know if that was even intentional. Yeah, so now it shouldn't drag the camera when we click an item. Nope. What? What am I missing? Oh, is it because they're in different viewports? Oh my god. That'd be a mess. I think it might be. Oh, this is gonna be a nightmare then. No, wait, they're in the same viewport. What's the problem then? What is the problem? I'm marking the input as handled, right? Left click handled. And in camera, we have camera is dragging. Okay, so I click an item. Camera is dragging is set to true before we even get to handle the left click. Okay, so then input events don't happen in the order I expect them to. There's a resource here. Input event. That's before unhandled input. What is going on then? Input event. Maybe this is not. This is, yeah, it's literally input event. It's the third one here. Standard node input function will be called in any node that overrides it. If any function consumes it, it can call viewport set as handled, and the event will not spread anymore. What? What am I doing wrong then? The item has input event overridden, and it sets the input as handled. I don't know. Yeah, I don't. This just seems like erroneous behavior to me. When is dot pressed true? When you click the mouse. So like your finger is on the button now, and when you let go, it'll be false. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I could do about this. Funky Monkey, welcome back. Thank you for the resub, and thanks for getting back to me on Discord. I finally responded to you. It took me like 2 days. I apologize about the delay, although what we're talking about would be in like September, so it's still kind of far off. Hey, Liquidor. Yeah, for those who haven't heard the sort of quick news, merch is coming. I'll probably do a UI learning session with Funky Monkey in September. Interview with Melmsy in September. And I think there was something else. Oh yeah, Botland is getting open sourced. So that's all the quick news. I have a lot to follow up on. Yeah, so I don't have an explanation for this. The viewport that this finds, the camera should have the same viewport as the player held item, and it should be this thing. What am I thinking merch wise? I'm thinking probably just shirts with the logo, and then maybe mugs. Botland Community Edition. I mean, it might be. There's an Amazon merch thing. I took a picture. Where is it? I won't be able to find it quickly. Hang on a second. Engage privacy mode. Let me see. Okay, yeah. Check this out. So here was my like quick mock-up of this stuff. And this is all through Amazon merch. So here's the other options that aren't just clothing. There's a pop socket, which I don't really know if people use pop sockets anymore. I think people use MagSafe now. And I think this is the sticky kind, not the MagSafe kind. And then an iPhone case. I don't think this really looks great. I don't know who would even want that. I probably won't even make this stuff available. And then I find this hilarious. I was joking with my wife yesterday. I was like, what if I bought 10 of these and just we only use Skeleseller pillows? And I feel like the people who would play Skeleseller will probably not want to tote. But this does look pretty good. So yeah, I'll probably just stick to shirts. Yeah. Hey, J-Rest. And thanks for watching. And hey, Towson. Okay, so I don't have any idea why this is going on this way. Yeah, I don't know. Can't wait to buy one. Yeah, I'll probably do what I did last time and mostly stick to Amazon. And that way, that's the cheapest price. Probably not try to profit off of these at all. I wonder. I wonder where shipping will be the best though for people outside of the US. Because I also set up Redbubble for some reason, and I don't remember why. Those shirts are still available, by the way. If you look up like Botland T-shirt, Amazon. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Just need to prove that I'm human. Yeah. 1338. 5 ratings. Wow, literally the greatest T-shirt I've ever owned. Can't wait for the next game so I can buy Boltland shirt. Fits perfectly. The quality is great. 10 out of 10 IGN. Wow. Perfectly reviewed Amazon product. All right, now let's see Redbubble Botland T-shirt. T-short. Botland gifts and merchandise. This isn't Botland. What? Does it not exist anymore? Huh. Botland Essential T-shirt. I wonder if they just deleted it. There is a space. I mean, that's how I did it at least. I wonder, is it gone? Huh. Hang on one sec. Let me check one more thing. I wonder if they just removed it or something. Maybe I needed to I don't know, something. Yeah, I don't see it anywhere. Maybe I took it down. It could have been anything. Well, anyway, I don't remember the price being very good. Hey, Jez. Yeah, so that's all the news. None of this stuff is really on the short horizon, I guess. It's all at least probably a month away. Event and unhandled input. Can you check if an event's been handled? It shouldn't even make it here. No, there's no is handled. Valid. No. I don't know. I just don't have an answer for this. What if I mark it as handled here? Get viewport. Mark input handled. Yeah. Oh wait, there's is input handled. we could probably check that. Does it take in a boolean or no? No, it doesn't. Okay, yeah, let's try that out. Camera is dragging plus is handled plus get viewport is input handled. I don't think it's possible for this to print true because I don't think it should even get the event. When are we gonna get Jump Royale merch? I don't think that's gonna happen. All we have is the AI generated picture for that anyway, though. Yeah, it's always false. Yeah. Because the camera is getting this before anything else is getting it. I cannot imagine why that's the case. This documentation seems to indicate that it is not that way. Input event happens before unhandled input event. I don't know what to do. Godot input event is being hit or unhandled input being hit before input event. Hey, War Eagle. Change input event propagation. This is a very early issue. It's 1,000. They're up to like 80,000 or something now. Maybe, okay, I have an idea. Maybe this is considered picking. Yes, that's probably what's going on. Okay. It just happens to be that this is called input event, but it's done in the picking section. So what do we do instead? If no one wanted the event so far and object picking is turned on, the event is used for object picking. Scene. I don't know how we would do this and maintain the order that I want. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think this is probably worth doing right now. I think the problem is that we're in the object picking layer, which happens after unhandled input. I have a note about this here. All right, I should take a quick break and then come back and finish this up. Figuring out what to do. Yeah, I'll be back. Is it jump time? It's jump time. Hey again, everybody. I scrolled up in chat and saw Doric ask what happened to the bots game. That was discontinued, but it will be getting open sourced somewhat soon. HTTPS bot.land. Close the game. So yeah, trying to figure out what to do with this. I think it's worth probably writing this over here. Maybe something like mouse order. Maybe I should just make another section right beneath this. Input event handling. Okay, we need a link to this. This page of documentation has the order that input handling works. Important to note that anything happening from an area 2D is that clicks happening from colliders are considered part of the final step, object picking. Make them inherit from control instead of sprite. Excuse me. I should say physics picking here. Hang on a second. Okay. Yeah. So those are kind of our only options, is to just change the layer that something happens in. So problem, the camera is getting input before the items do, because the items need physics picking, whereas the camera uses unhandled input. It'd be kind of nice if there was just some like final unhandled input. So solution number one could be put a collider in the background of the whole game and try to listen for that. Solution number two could be make items not use physics picking. They could potentially use input event and just figure out if the mouse clicked within their collidable area. What made you change your position on open sourcing Botland? Oh yeah, so it's still not worth the effort for me. What changed my position on this is that Eltman reached out and said, like, I can take all of that on. And yeah, so now I need to share the repos with Eltman. I'll probably do that tomorrow. And then Eltman is going to need to do a bunch of work, which they have very graciously offered to do. And I think they're more than capable of doing it. But yeah, that's the big difference. They also might actually host it. So the game might be playable again and not just buildable. Can you pick an item from walking worker? No. You can maybe cheese it by putting a control on storeroom tables. Yeah, so that's their solution, I guess, 2A. And then solution 2B, which is we could make them into controls. It's very weird though, because I want this to be positioned in the world. The other thing is, I guess the controls need to get scaled with their parent scaling, and in this case, it's the camera. And there's a way to do that, I think, but I don't think it's a good idea. Like when I zoom in, I want the items to look like they're zoomed in. I wonder what other people ask. Like this has to come up a lot. Godot camera getting input before physics picking. What happened? Why is this not? I don't know what's going on. Well, Let's try Google. Camera getting input before physics picking. Consuming input on physics picking. Yeah, this is just not possible, right? Forgo the object picking signal and cast the ray yourself in unhandled input. Alternatively, I guess you could store the desired action in a variable and just execute in the next frame. Yeah, so they're saying just use input and then just check to see if it's inside the right location, which I guess would be easy. And that is solution 2A. On GUI input checks whether an in-world object that follows the mouse is colliding with something relevant. And it's a control you made. Interesting. Yeah. Yeah, this should be doable. I wonder, is there a 2D equivalent of this, of figuring out what we clicked? Because I wonder if there's a better reason to do that. Hey, geek. I don't see, so camera input before physics picking. All right, well, let's just say detect mouse within collider. I know people are probably going to say just use the event. Check if the event is a click. Yeah, but I can't do this because then it's in physics picking. I'm here to procrastinate. I could help you work on your thing. I could motivate you. There's probably a way to do this. Nah, but isn't that the best of both worlds? All right, so we don't need this. This isn't going to be a thing. We need to change something in item. So we would have public override input. And then do everything in here that we had done. So we copy paste this. But now we need to check if you actually clicked the item. Bool did click item equals false. Okay. May have things show up to do. Oh, I see. So you're saying there isn't anything you have to do right now. Oh, that's good. Great, 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 great. Yeah. Yeah, well, then you picked the right place. What we're trying to do right now is make it so that I just added in the ability to move items around manually. So it used to be that only your workers could do that. But if this ever builds, yeah. So you can now pick up an item and move it to the shop yourself. So I can put this here and then customers can buy it. But what I want to do is I want to make it so that when you left click and hold, you can actually start dragging just the item and not the camera. So that's what we're working on right now. And what we need to do is detect that the mouse is within the clickable area. Is there like a... I mean, I guess we could keep track of mouse enter and mouse exit. And then if you click, we know it's inside of that. But there's probably a way to check. Contains, or what shape? I don't know. Hey, Sharari. And thanks. I just got totally lost for a second. Let me check. Godot area 2D, see if point is within. It's going well. It's been a good morning so far. Bing seems to have broken. What was I searching for? Godot area 2D, detect if point is within. Like, this is a mess. Is there no better way? This was 3 years ago, though. has point. This is still kind of a mess. There's no extent here. There's some way to get the collision shape. And I thought I did this somewhere. I must have done this in the wander regions. There must be some... Huh. Well, let's just search for wander region. Yeah, there's a problem here. What? How? Oh, this wander region. Area 2D regions. Sample collision shape. Oh, we have to get its collision shape, and then from there you get shape.getRect. Okay. All right. Well, like I said, this is a mess. Is there one game you could say your game is inspired by? I don't think inspired by necessarily means similar. I think the game it's probably most similar to is probably Dungeon Village in my mind, but inspired by, I think just like the idle games as a genre. I wanted to make an idle game that wasn't like the typical garbage idle game. Because like Botland was inspired by Diablo 2, which I don't think many people would probably assume. But back in the Diablo 2 days, I don't know, maybe like, I'm just going to make up a year, like 2005 or 2008, bots were beginning to become a thing. And in that game, you got a huge advantage by running a bot overnight and then coming back and getting a bunch of items and experience. And I thought, what if there was a game where that's like everyone had that as an expectation? Heard of Melvor? No. I don't think so, at least. Man, I keep trying to search Bing and it's down. Melvor Idol. Oh, maybe I have heard of this. Yeah, I have heard of this. Wow, they've got quite a lot of sales for this game. Wow. Well, good for them. Yeah. All right, so we need to get node. This is all really stupid. There probably is a way to just do picking from in here. Yeah, it's good. Yeah. Yeah. I like that general idea, I guess. This will be playable on mobile. It's not the plan to make it playable on mobile by like at launch. If it does well on desktop, I might try to port it to mobile. But right now the entire UI is set up to just be for desktop. Like your whole town, you have battles running, and if I just start a couple battles here, like they take up a dedicated place on the screen. So I don't know where that would show on mobile, like dragging items around, just all the sorts of controls and skill trees and stuff. I think it'd be tough. So it's not impossible. It's just, it's not work I want to do until we know for sure that it's going to be worthwhile to do. And the way we know for sure is if the desktop sales are good enough to justify it. I think we probably need to increase the collision shape on this, or collision size. I really liked Golden Sun. The art style came from Super Retro World. That kind of set the art style, and now Quickie Joe has been making art in that style. What was I gonna do? Yeah, figure out what to do here. So could we more easily see if the mouse will click a particular object? Also, handle mouse down a little better. Clicking a destination is somewhat tough since it only happens on mouse up. All right, let's go find the clickable area for an item. It has a collision shape 2D under it. Collision shape 2D, called collision shape 2D. And we can get its rectangle. And then we can check to see if the rectangle contains the mouse position. There. Let's try running that. So this is our way of trying to elevate where item clicking happens in the stack here. So now I should be able to, darn it, it didn't work. Left click handle. This could be printing out from either one of these. Let's delete this one, which now means we're going to have an error, right? Input event. It might need to be global position that I need to do. Hard to know. Unknown, thanks for resubbing. Thanks for your 5/6 of a year. Is it working? No, it's not working. It's not even letting me click this though. Which means this is probably wrong. But any part of this could be wrong, so let's put a breakpoint there. All right, rect is -10, -10. Okay, yeah, that's not what I expected. Is there like a get global rectangle? This needs to, oh man. Does the shape itself have a position? It would need this thing's world position to know that, which I guess is clickable area dot position. No, that thinks it's 0, 0. Is there, oh, global position maybe? Okay, that would work, I guess, if there were also a global position on this. It's totally wrong. Oh man. Where, what, how does it think this is so negative? I guess I wanted screen position. Which means I need to take the camera into account, which is why this whole thing is just a giant mess. One step closer to equipable items. No, I don't think we're going to do that. The rare loot thing, though, we could do. Yeah, I do not know how to get this to work. Is there a way, like Godot, pick item 2D? Don't you have to project the mouse position? I do, yes. Which I have not done. Have you checked in the scene view if your area is negative? It shouldn't be negative. I think, okay, one way we could do this, and I'm pretty sure this should work just fine. It's just annoying. We could just keep track of a Boolean here, is mouse over, and then we do mouse entered, and just have it fill out the other one for us. And then we just keep that there, delete all of this, and that should work. This is just tedious to do everywhere. Let's try that out. Yeah, it looks like that's working. Yeah, it is. Cool. So now we can drag the item without dragging the mouse. Or dragging the camera, I mean. I just think that's tedious. Now it's breaking a bunch. Why is it breaking? Index was out of range. Get valid item destination. Sample. There isn't one. Oh. This, I broke this in a previous commit. Unfortunately, I don't know what that used to be. So let's go find what that used to be. Just lays on the ground if you don't pick it up. You know, people do keep bringing this up. Like, what if there were thieves? What if your adventurers had to guard against them? And there are a bunch of problems that prevent that from being easy. And I know there's a cap at the end of your message, but as you know, that doesn't stop me from seriously responding to a message. So, thieves. Problem number one is that your adventurers are always the same level. So, like, is the thief always easy to beat? Is it even a problem? Problem number two, you don't directly control your workers / adventurers. So, like, how do you even send them to, I don't know, how do you even direct them? Anyway, there's some other issues too, but I think those are the big ones. All right, somewhere here we have get destination. There it is. And if it's 0, we return null from that. So this is where we need to know it here too. This actually can't return This can't be a question mark. Sample 1, 0. We might have 0 items in the list, though. Yeah, I don't know if there's an easy way to do this. I guess, can we call first or default on this? Yeah, probably. Let's try that. All right, so I drag an item over to here. Looks good. So the only problem now is that if I do this in one smooth motion, click and drag and then let go over here. Oh, wait, that did work. Whoa! I didn't even mean to do that. Okay, I guess. Yeah, I guess if we just don't change anything. Yeah, so I think this is kind of the problem. That's why I want mouse down to also potentially work. Mouse up or mouse down. But only for it to get processed if you were holding something. And that's on anything that accepts an item. So player held item when you clicked item destination. It's not, no, I gotta change this. I gotta change this. However, you want to handle mouse up for when you are dragging an item in one continuous motion. How do you pan while holding an item? You still just drag the camera. So if I pick up an item, I can still now drag the camera around. It's just that you shouldn't be able to drag the camera when you click the destination. So like I'm going to click and drag. It didn't place the item and it is dragging the camera. But what I'd like it to do is just place the item and not drag the camera. So yeah. This is, nope, right, that only goes up there. Having thieves in the overworld would be a reason to keep adventurers out of battle. Be some balancing or alternative game style. I honestly don't think it's worth it. Yeah, I think if I were to do that, I think the alternative game style or something could be your adventurers can restock your town. I think that would be nice. And that's what we had originally. But then I was like, I think it's confusing with auto battle. I think we'll learn a lot from checkpoint 3. Anyway, this thing about dragging, we just need to handle mouse down on the item display and also I guess the item bin. So this is an item display. There's on clicked while empty. I guess we need to know how you picked up an item. One is dragging and that starts on mouse down and then drag. Maybe we could keep track of like an is dragging thing that you haven't let go of the mouse button yet. I think this is going to be more involved. I think we should just check in what I have and work on this later. Yeah. Yeah. We need to do something different here. Okay, then let's just check this in, I think. Does the protagonist have a name? No, I don't think so. I'd originally thought of calling the character Skeleton, Skeleton the skeleton, but I don't think that's a good idea. It's not an actual name. Yeah, just main. That's it. If you want to change a layer, the order that something happens in, then you need to use a different event entirely. For example, suppose you have an object that requires picking, but you can't wait until the physics picking step. In that case, you can promote it to, what's it called? Where'd that page go? There. Promote it to input event. Yeah. So keep track of is mouse over bool is mouse over. Add connect to mouse entered and mouse exited to set that boolean properly. And then in input event, make sure, or in input, I guess, make sure is mouse over is true when you click something. Drag and drop is directly supported by Godot. Yeah, but I want to support drag and drop and just clicking to pick up. I wonder if that would make it harder. If you only panned with WASD, which is probably how you'd be handling drag and controller anyway, potentially with modifier, then you wouldn't really be worrying about this for dragging. Yeah, I don't think you would be. I don't think I'm going to really try to support controller all that well. Like, yeah, I don't know about controller. And maybe it's worthwhile, maybe it's not. But that's always an option you'll still have, I guess, is like moving the camera by panning it and then putting this where it belongs. And that's how some people could play if they want to, even with mouse and keyboard. But otherwise, I just think dragging an item to where it belongs is probably the easiest. This also assumes that you can even see everything all at once. If we ever have like a sprawling town with 4 different kinds of shops, you might always be like, all right, I'm picking this up. I'm dragging the camera way over to here. I'm putting it down. I'm picking this up. I'm dragging the camera. I'm putting it down. Something strange happened there. There we go. Controller support might be worth it. Yeah, it's not like I'm saying I definitely won't do it. I'm just not planning on it right now. But one of the I do have a Steam Deck, and I'd like to see how this plays on Steam Deck without needing anything special. And maybe it's terrible. So yeah, maybe we need to add a whole bunch of controller time. I think we'll make it a Game Boy Advance game. What is this? Steam Deck. Yeah, so I already have an issue filed for this. Also with the Steam Deck, specifically, people would expect controller support. Easy to navigate menus, move the camera, place items, etc. Yeah. Okay, so delete this stuff. Delete this. Man. Yeah. There we go. So this is just fixing a bug. Fix bug with shops when there were no valid destinations. We try getting the first item in a list of length 0. And then this is allow for dragging items. Allow for dragging items without dragging the camera. The hard part here was to not allow dragging the camera, which meant promoting the layer that the items input handling happens in from physics picking to input. There we go. Game Gear is your only console. That took either 6 or 8 AA batteries, right? Game Gear batteries. I keep trying to search Bing and it just doesn't work. I wonder if there's a Bing status page. Bing down, current status. Yep. Wow. Game Gear, 6 AA batteries? Yeah, 6. And it would only power it for 3 to 5 hours. It's so bad. Oh man, I still have a Game Gear somewhere. I had very few games for it. And there was some Sonic racing game that I had, which I remember being very, very difficult. Game library. Here it is. There are only, what, 365 games? That's actually way more than I thought. What was it called? Sonic Drift. Is one of these two games. They both look pretty much the same. So I don't know which one of them it was. But I think it might have been this one. Yeah, it was this one. And it was okay. It was good. I'm not personally bothered by Steam Deck incompatibility because we always have a cursor. You know, I'm just going to copy paste what you said into this issue because the thing about the cursor is something that should be pretty easy to address. Okay, I think we're pretty good here. I'm going to check this in. Yeah, I think we're pretty good. I think we've addressed pretty much all of this. Except for this, when left-clicking this source item while already holding it, drop the item. Is that what you would expect? Maybe it is. Let me see. Otherwise, maybe you don't know how to drop this. Yeah, I think that's probably what you'd expect. Because maybe you don't have right-click. Like Steam Deck has right-click, but it might not be easy to use. So maybe that's the last thing we do here. All right, so how do we even figure that out? We need an item display. Item display is clicked. Unclicked while empty. Oh, and if it's not empty, then we need to emit a different event, I guess. Why do we even do this? Why don't we just have the held item? Why don't we have this figure it out? Start holding item. Where does that even happen? Click while empty. Shop has it. Oh, this isn't what I want. Oh, it's clicking the item. Oh my God. You think I would know? Okay, so then we do need to change this. Yeah. What happens to the loot in auto battles when the stalls are full? The extra loot is just lost. Yeah. But now that we have manually moving items, we could throw it on the ground and then allow you to pick up the loot from the ground. But I'm not even really sure that matters. Yeah. Actually, what might be kind of nice is that the loot always gets put on the ground and your workers maybe just prioritize putting it onto displays and the loot will disappear if you don't put it on a display. And maybe one of the things you can upgrade pretty early on is loot will automatically fly. Hey, I like what I'm talking about right now. Let's write this down. File an idea. So what if loot always dropped on the ground out of the portal? It would mean that you could pick it up and put it on a display if you wanted, or directly into a shop. We could eventually give you an upgrade saying that items float to a valid storeroom display automatically. I'll have to think about that. That involves a couple of changes. If we do this, we would need to change the post-battle screen since you couldn't lose loot. All right, so what am I doing here? Item display gets clicked and we need to know whether it's empty or not. And that's so that it goes into the town. No, it's not. It doesn't go into the town, right? On clicked while empty. The shop needs to know about it because this is only for destinations, but eventually it's going to be for sources. I love the idea you win a battle and loot flies out of the portal. I like it too, but I think it would fly. I think it would just like fall out of the portal into town. And I feel like it'd be cool to see that happen too. And we could even apply some like physics to the items so that they form a nice little pile. Finds you for too much stuff on the ground? Yeah. But they're actually thieves and they try stealing some of the items. So you post adventurers there and they stop the worm. All right, so the item displays in the storeroom would need this. This turns out to not be such an easy thing to do, huh? Oh, wait, what's this? Item clicked. It's not even the item display. Why did I do things this way? Oh, man. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking here. I guess we should also listen for when the item display itself is clicked. NPC only carried a store from storage, so the player has to put it in the shop or storage. If the player does nothing, the pile gets bigger and bigger. Well, I was thinking the items would eventually just disappear. Like, it doesn't make sense for you to have, 4,000 items on the ground. Hey, Matt. Yeah. If nothing is done with it in time, it flashes and disappears. I will not delete your loot. What if the value just kept going down? Like, you can see you got a sword on the ground and it says $100, and as you keep it there, it just keeps dropping. But then it wouldn't make sense for items like boots, because boots are meant to be on the ground. Maybe the ground is poisonous around your portal. Getting portal poisoned. Anyway, it's just an idea for later. Yeah. What do the shops have workers? And the shop workers will take your stuff near the portal if you don't pick it up in time? Or just, I guess maybe just customers take them? Customers are the thieves? That idea actually could work. Like if an item is flashing on the ground, it just means that it's free and the customers can take it. Would be kind of funny. Another idea we could make it so that customers can take items that have been on the ground for too long. So it's sort of like the thief mechanic. Right, so item display should have a couple of functions here. There's on clicked while empty, and then there's on item clicked. But I need just on clicked, whether or not this is empty. So how about we just rename this to on clicked, and we delete this, and we try building. All I've done is rename, so this is not actually doing anything different yet. I just want to make sure there's no problem with the rename. Yeah, there isn't. Okay, so now the listeners for this thing, which I guess was only the shop, this is not handle while empty. This is going to be handle item display clicked. Good. This is on item display clicked. Then this goes into the town. The town just has clicked item destination, but it's not necessarily a destination. It could be the source. So what we want to check here is, first, if you're not holding an item, then we don't really care. Return. Then if the target is equal to the source, then just stop holding an item. And if the target won't accept the item, then return. Okay, let's try that. Maybe this will work. So when you pick up an item and then click it again, no, should have put it down. The target should be the source, right? Yeah. Huh. Can I even put it over here? I can. Where do you perform the unset for those events? I don't. So some of them should happen automatically when all the references are gone, and other ones, just the references never really go away. Right? I don't think I ever get rid of these. Yeah, I don't. And I need to change them to proper Godot connection so that definitely happens, because I'm not sure they get cleaned up automatically otherwise. but it's just not a big deal right now. There's a lot of tech debt that I incurred in the last checkpoint, and I'm still trying to just like ignore it for now. I feel like that's the proper development way. Just cut a bunch of corners because otherwise you don't know you're making the right product. Um, what did I do wrong here? We used to assume that there was an item. Oh yeah, now we need to check that there's an item. Yeah, so if target equals source, then if the target dot has item. Oh, there's no way to do that because this is just the destination. Oh, darn it. Oh, man. We need to know that it's a source. And if it's not a source, then we need to know that this thing had an item. Item display had this. Because we need to know that it was empty. On clicked could pass it. No. What do you think about this? On item display clicked. All right. Let's do this. So item display. If item display dot has item, then no, if it doesn't have an item, then you clicked the item destination. Otherwise, you clicked item source. Yeah. Okay, then this function just needs to exist. Wait, what is going on here? Why didn't it auto fix my Huh. Well, we'll figure that out in a second. No, apparently we won't. What did I do wrong here? I must have missed a curly brace. I did. Yeah. All right, let's go write this function now. So clicked an item source. All we care about is if the source, if the item display is equal to the item source, yeah, then stop holding item. Sure. And delete this stuff. Well, this function could be exactly like how it was, right? Yeah. All right, let's try that out. It's still not working. Put a breakpoint in town and we'll find out. So if I click here, oh, it has an item. Oh. In this case, okay, it has an item because the item we picked up. We need to know that it's the same as the source. In this case, we know that it's an item display. Okay, we need to get whether or not it's the source. Oh, who should be responsible for this? Check if something's the source. Yeah. Hey, OpenAuto. How's it going? It's going well. I have spent way longer on this task than I thought I would. Just in hey, here you go. Just in terms of complexity and in terms of like little polished things I've wanted to do. I've made it so that you can move items around and put them into your shop if you want to. Delete this. But then there are little things I wanted to do to make it better, and all those little things are not actually little things. And I really, really want to move on from this task. So I want to get this thing done soon. Maybe let's just get this working. The easiest way to get it working would be to just make this public. And yeah, the easiest way would be to make this public. Or, we could do, we could just say, we could have a public Boolean here. Is item display Oh, wait a second. No, we don't even necessarily need this, do we? We could determine it here in the town. If the item display doesn't have an item, no, if the items display item is held, then we click the source. Otherwise, we click the destination. This. Yeah. How long have I been doing this in terms of total hours? Oh, it's kind of hard to estimate that. I have, what just happened? I have the journal here, and this says which stream days I worked on it, but then I also work off stream, and the amount of time I work off stream is less predictable. So if you were to just estimate based on time you see here, that's pretty easy to do, because you can just look at the streams and you can be like, okay, this one, it's been about 3 hours 40 minutes so far, 3 hours 52 minutes, 3 hours. So most streams probably average about 3 hours, and I've done, I don't know, 70 or so of them. So maybe 210 hours on stream, and who knows how much off stream. I'm just going to make a wild estimate and say 100, 200, I don't know, something like that. So maybe 500 hours. And not all of it is just coding. Some of it is on organization or making music or designing or, yeah, any number of other game dev adjacent tasks. Did we get this working? Even if we got this working, this is kind of garbage, but no, we did not. If item display is held, then we click the source. And if we click the source, just call stop holding item, I guess. We could just make this public, drop item. Drop item already is public. And then delete this. And try running this. When did I start? If you check the journal, you can find out. Although it's a little bit obfuscated because the first Skeleseller day is the 17th, but the game right before this, Idle Ascendance, is what turned into Skeleseller. So technically, it started about 5 months ago. All right, let's see if that's working. It's still not. What am I doing wrong? It's got to be a problem with this, right? So let's just take a look at that. Oh, it's not even getting a click event there. On item display clicked. What, because nothing listens for this? On clicked as an item display. Oh, but it's in the storeroom, and the storeroom doesn't care. Oh. Whoops. Okay, this should just have on clicked. Yeah. It's great. Well, thank you, OpenOzzo. Yeah. Yeah, I'm happy with the progress. I don't think, I mean, it might sound like, okay, 500 hours is a long time, but we've covered a lot in that time. And this started from nothing, just nothing. There was no game design document. I didn't really have an idea. In fact, that first stream, you probably, all these are saved on YouTube somewhere, but this one, I think, so March 13th, I started designing a new game, but I think the way that this worked is that I went through all the game ideas I'd been accumulating over the years. And I was like, which game should we tackle? And it came down to two. It came down to like a sort of idle battler, and then like a single player sort of like puzzle / exploration game. It's sort of hard to, it doesn't matter what it is actually, because we didn't pursue that one, but we might do that in the future. And people said this, and we started working on it based on that. So like I said, pretty happy with the progress. I think we've got another few months at least, but every time we've released a new version for people to try out, it seems like it's gone pretty well. This is not even getting hit right now. That sounds wrong. It is getting hit. On item clicked. And the storeroom listens for on item clicked. Yeah. Oh, I see. Okay. Now I get the problem. Is held. This stuff is only for shops. Shops can never be the source of an item, so we can just delete this. And I guess get rid of all of this and put this down here. If item display is held, drop the item. Otherwise, handle that it was clicked. Yeah. Okay, don't care about the breakpoint. All I want to see is, can I put this item back down by clicking it? I can, but it's really annoying now because one happens on mouse down and the other happens on mouse up. So as soon as if you just single click, you both pick up and drop it in the same breath. Wait, this doesn't even work though. That's strange. Oh, it's also spewing errors, like there's no tomorrow. Object reference not set to instance of object. Player held item line 41. That's strange. How did that happen? What's the very first error? Start holding item line 91 was the first error. Where did that come from? Handle item display clicked. Which came from the town, which is what I was just writing over here. If the item displays item is held, drop the item. Yeah, I don't see what's wrong. Start holding item. Okay, well then the next thing we could look at here is line 31. Item source to item. It doesn't have an item in it. Oh, right, of course. Oh my god, because we used to assume that. Okay, this is actually a result of me context switching. We need to know that the item display has an item in it. Yeah. What was happening is we're clicking an empty item display and then trying to pick up an item from that. All right. Yeah. So do we still have that issue with the whole, like, you put the item down immediately? Definitely can't have that happen. But yeah, you can place items. Yeah, this is working. But then this is the problem. You pick up an item and you immediately put it back down. I don't like that. It needs to not trigger this on mouse up anymore. Except in one case. So this is happening on mouse up right now. If you were dragging an item, then yes, we want to trigger it on mouse up. So something needs to know when to mark this as handled. But it's based on whether or not you have a held item. And we don't have access to that from here. Well, we have two problems. One is the technical problem here of, yeah, how do we get this thing? And two is that I didn't want to spend this long on this task. I think we could just cut out this commit and it would be okay. I think we should just finish this up though. I'm sick of having a bunch of dangling work. Also, I think the next mentoring thing is on Wednesday, August 7th. Yeah. Okay, I should write that down. Mentoring, who was it? I think Peter, right? Yeah, mentoring Peter at 11. So, the current where I left off is we need the mouse to have left an item display before we allow releasing the mouse to drop an item there. But we don't know that this thing has even happened. We just say this thing got clicked. So we need to detect a drag. Or yeah, know that this thing is holding an item. So just let's write it this way. Problem: if you click an item display, then the item is picked up on mouse down and let go on mouse up. So I only want mouse up to let go when you're dragging, which the item display doesn't know. Hey, Coffee, thank you. Hope you've been having a good Monday morning lurking. So we could let the item display know, which I think would be a mistake. We could give the item display a callback that takes in the information about dragging. Think about this. When you let go now on an item display, you want it to be triggered on up because you happen to be dragging. Oh, wait a second. I wonder if anything can call set input as handled. Because if that's the case, then we wouldn't have a problem here. We could potentially have player held item set the input as handled or not. That would work. Yeah. Then we can just figure out, we can just pass which mouse button was pressed from the event. All right. I think it's lunchtime. Yeah, I think it's lunchtime, but I think this is what we'll probably do. And then that will have been the entire task, right? Yeah, I don't think we're going to do this. I'm going to cross that off. Update, this just isn't worth it. There's no reason to let the player rearrange items right now, other than to satisfy player expectations that might exist. Yeah. And then we just need to mark this task as closed once we're done with all of this. Mark this task as done. All right, so then the afternoon is going to be tackling this where we left off. And yeah, then we'll have done this task. And then we can stop having adventures restock. And maybe start working on building, maybe the post-battle stats. Building is more important than post-battle stats. Yeah, building is the next most important thing. Well, we'll have to think about it. All right, I'm going to get going. I will be back in about an hour, and then we'll just pick up where we left off here. And I'll probably stream for another like 2-3 hours at that point. It's been a long morning stream, and I only took a couple breaks. So I hope you all have a good rest of your day. Nice being here. Got some progress done, and see ya.